Mile High Motor Club livery today. Andy Cody, I don't think he's going to actually reserve for anybody else. We're going to go ahead and say he's an actual member of OK Motorsports now. And I haven't heard officially, yes, that he's going to join us, but we do have Gavin Felix, who is slated to be another reserve driver for OK Motorsports tonight.
Yeah, talking about Andy Cody, he's been racing with Brian Sabelski these past couple weeks. And last time out at VIR, he finished second on one of his first races in the series. So he's definitely going to be a driver to keep an eye out for today for OK Motorsports. I expect him to be pretty high up in the order as he just joined the practice session and he's currently sitting third overall. So I definitely would say he has some pace tonight.
Definitely. These drivers have had a month to practice. Now, whether or not they did practice, I'm not quite sure, but I'm sure we're going to find out here soon enough, as soon as this race starts. We are starting qualifying here in about 10 seconds. So if you are with us here in the chat, drop us a chat. Let us know who you think is going to qualify. Give us your top 3, top 5 racers. Let us know who you're rooting for, what team you're rooting for. If you have a favorite driver, we want to know, and we'll give your driver a spotlight.
Absolutely. We'll try and keep this race as entertaining as we can over the next 2.5 hours of racing. But Indianapolis should prove to be a pretty technical track for all of these drivers. And I don't think any one driver will be pulling away because, as we know, after watching the last 9 races with these drivers, all of these guys are fast and all of these guys are looking to score a win. Recently, it's been the Brian Sabelski and Christian Martinez show, but that does not mean anyone else can try and jump in and take this win. Dayton Harrison, Benjamin Bechtel. I mean, Xavier Williams is also up there as a driver who I think could definitely take home a win today. And it's all going to come down to where these drivers can qualify and how clean their races can be at the start. And I'm hoping it should be a chaotic one. Now, Indianapolis, when I was thinking about driving over here, thinking about what I was going to talk about commentary-wise, Indianapolis has a very intense turn 1. So qualifying, this race might be a little bit more intense than other rounds previously because turn 1 is going to be such a hard braking zone for all of these drivers. We might see a little bit of chaos, but regardless, it should be a pretty hectic and entertaining race.
I am so excited. Look out for turn 1. We are driving IMS road course. So
yeah, I think an oval race with all these hypercars would be a little hard to commentate, but
it would be really funny though. It would be really fun.
Yeah, we'll have to talk to race control about maybe doing that in the future. But all right, no, it should be a good race. And like we've mentioned all league, I think it's worth bringing up now since we're so close to ending the season that this is a paid league. So the drivers who are going to be finishing on the top of the grid are going to be getting paid out based on how they race. So now that there's money on the line and money is super close being paid out to these drivers, I wonder if that will change how they race each other on the track.
I think it would motivate me a little bit to practice a little bit more, to push a little bit harder. $2,000 is a lot of money.
Yes, it is.
I mean, in our economy, I could use $2,000, or maybe I should race next season. But no, I wouldn't win. So I'll stay right here in commentary. But if any of you watching would like to join our race next season, drop us a chat. Let us know. We're going to get things rolling next season here after we're done with this season. So
that's kind of crazy how fast all of these races have gone. I mean, to be fair, we started at the very beginning of the year following the IMSA schedule, doing races every couple weeks or so, and it's all come down to this race and the next one to finish off the league. And it's been a pretty entertaining one so far. A lot of memorable moments, a lot of drivers going head to head, and we're looking to make some more of those memories tonight here.
Definitely. Once all is said and done, we will have raced for 10 months. That is a lot of racing. Kudos to all of our drivers who have stuck with us throughout this whole season. John, thank you so much for coming down and giving us great commentary. Andrew, thank you for putting this whole thing together every month. We really appreciate it, and we have a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, and stay tuned for whatever DRS has got planned for after this league. Should be very entertaining, and I'm sure Marissa and I are very excited for that.
Definitely.
All right, so 3 minutes into qualifying now, around 7 minutes left, and Benjamin Bechtel is the first driver to put down a clean lap time of a 1:21.2. So we're going to see if any other drivers can match. his pace. Benjamin Bechtel was the fastest in practice. It looks like Andy Cody's going to be the second driver to put a time on the board, but it's going to be 2.5 seconds slower than Benjamin, so he's got a couple more laps to try and improve that time. We've got EJ Luna for Mile High Motor Club. We were just saying how he actually has teammates this race who are going to be able to help him score points. See what he's able to do for a lap time. It doesn't look like, oh no, sorry, he's just driving around. Doesn't look like he's going to be getting a lap time that lap. If a driver goes off the track and invalidates his lap, it's not going to count for qualifying. They're going to have to get a really clean lap in order to put themselves on the grid, which is why we're probably seeing some of these drivers pass the start-finish line and not put a time on the board. So all of these drivers are now going to be putting on a hot lap to see what they can do for pole. Because right now Benjamin Bechtel's covering it off. It looks like Brian Sabelski's not going to be able to challenge Benjamin either. 2.3 seconds behind in second to start us off, but this is still pretty early in qualifying, so I'm sure he'll offer a rebuttal later in this session. And I'm interested. I want to see some new names up at the top of the score sheet. I want to see Full Throttle really bring the speed that they've been lacking these last couple of races and finish on the top of the podium. I think they would love that. Full Throttle Racing, though, is in the lead of our team standings and by a long margin. I don't think Full Throttle's really worried about losing out on a lot of points based on where they finish, because they've been the most consistent finishers throughout the league. And it's really going to come down to points battle between our drivers, with Brian Sabelski currently leading that charge. But looking at the timings charts now, Andy Cody is going to jump to the top of the scoreboard, beating Benjamin Bechtel. EJ Luna is also going to put himself up there a couple seconds off Andy's pace. But Andy Cody has been finishing at a better position every single race he's been racing in these last couple races in the series. Last time out at VIR, he finished second. So could today be Andy Cody's day to get himself a win for the Broadcast Challenge Series? Only one way to find out. He's currently sitting on pole. 5 more minutes to see who else can catch up to him, as his teammate Brian Sabelski is going to put himself second, only 9 thousandths of a second behind there. So really similar lap time between those two teammates. And Benjamin Bechtel is going to rebuttal with that, 1.5 seconds faster than Andy Cody. So the pace is really picking up here. And I think all the drivers lower on the timing chart here are going to have to really put their head down and get a clean lap if they want to start high up in this grid. As Dayton Harrison, that's Benjamin Bechtel's teammate, is going to qualify 4th with his first lap back.
You know, and like we said at the beginning, these guys are really going to push not only themselves, I think they're really going to push each other to do the best that they can to keep that, mental clarity throughout this long endurance race. And you can tell they're already battling each other. I do agree with you, though. Andy Cody is going to be one to look out for at this race today. I think he has definitely put in some practice on this track. And, he really has, throughout the series that he has been with us, has improved every single race, like you mentioned before. So he is definitely one we'll keep an eye out on tonight.
Yep, Andy Cody racing for OK Motorsports, teammates with Brian Sabelski. Like I just said, Brian has been performing super well throughout the season. He's got a couple of race wins. He's currently leading the drivers' points by not a huge margin, but a good enough margin to feel a little bit comfortable where he is in the race. And if he keeps putting up these top 3 podium positions in these races, he's definitely going to be super high up there in the point standings. But now he's got a teammate to help him out. There have been a couple of races now where Brian Sabelski hasn't had any teammates on the track. He's just been trying hard to score as many points as he can. OK Motorsports isn't really contending up there in the team points championship, but having a teammate out there on the track will definitely help with race strategy and everything. We're going to see both of those drivers next to each other on the track probably throughout the entire race.
Definitely. Now, unfortunately, from my very, very rough non-official numbers, OK Motorsports has dropped down to 3rd place in the team standings after VIR. Full Throttle sitting in 1st, like you mentioned before. Moto Haas sitting in 2nd place with about a 1,300 point gap, which is a pretty big gap to close in just 2 races.
Especially if they have 3 drivers in every single race scoring the maximum amount of points for that team. That's something we didn't see a lot of from other teams in this league, is having all 3 drivers on the track so that they can score the maximum amount of points. So if Full Throttle, in my opinion, as the commentator watching this whole season, if Full Throttle can get 3 drivers pretty high up on the timing sheets for the next 2 races, I think they've already got the championship with that.
I agree. I think the key there, though, is that they need to have all 3 drivers top 5 top 7 to maintain that
Yep.
lead.
All right, looking up at qualifying, we've only got at least 1 or 2 laps to go for these drivers who haven't been able to put down a really good time. It's currently Benjamin Bechtel sitting on pole with an 18.523, fastest lap we've seen all day, with Andy Cody behind, only 2 tenths behind for his time, then Brian Sabelski third. But right now we are on hold with Christian Martinez. He did not show up to practice today, and he's one of our fastest drivers and one of the drivers who have won the most races in this league. So we're going to keep an eye on him, see if he's able to improve his lap time here and put himself high up on the grid. 4th place on his first out lap is already really impressive. So we're going to see if he's able to improve there. We've got Benjamin Bechtel, the pole sitter, behind him here. Both of these drivers trying really hard to see what lap times they can bring out. And for Christian, I wouldn't want to see the pole sitter behind me on the lap, because I would know he'd be able to know my line and make up the time that I would be losing in these corners. So hoping for Christian here to get a good lap time, as we see some other drivers now putting some decent lap times up on the board as Benjamin Bechtel pulls into the pits. That's Shea Devereaux in 4th and EJ Luna in 5th. Christian Martinez about to cross the start-finish line. Let's see where that puts him after that lap. It's going to put him up to 4th there behind Brian Sabelski. So not the best lap from Christian, but he's got one more lap to try and put himself on pole here. Right now, Benjamin Bechtel, he's in the pit. Less than 45 seconds left in the qualifying session. He's not worried about losing that pole position. We have Ruben Gutierrez for Molbar crossing start-finish line here. Whoa, and Daniel Fleming's going to have to make a really drastic move there. Try not to run into the back of that Molbar car. Got a couple other drivers finishing their laps. So some things that I've noticed right off the bat here. Dayton Harrison in 7th. That's pretty far down the grid. He's not used to starting that far down. And I know we were talking at the beginning of the stream how a lot of these drivers have full teams, but out of 15 drivers that were signed up for this race, Marissa, I only see 10 of them.
I only see 10 as well, which is concerning maybe a little bit. You know, every driver is driving from their own sim at home, with the exception of Sean, who's here in the mobile sim tonight, and Jake, who I believe is at the other location on the DRS sim. But technical difficulties, if you've been with us throughout this stream at all, you know we have them, and it happens. Hopefully everyone can get everything straightened out. They can still join the race. I am surprised that we're missing 5 drivers out of qualifying.
That is a bummer. I was looking forward to a full track for this endurance race, but now that qualifying is over, the grid is set. Christian improved on his last lap, but it wasn't enough to pass Brian, who's currently sitting in 3rd. And now we've got our grid set, as it looks like Sean is going to be the last driver to finish up qualifying here and put himself on the grid. I think we're in for quite the hectic start here. We've got some fast drivers behind some other drivers that I think are going to try and make some moves early in the race. So we've had some pretty clean starts for the last couple of races with these drivers. Hopefully that will stay the same, but like I said, that turn 1 at Indianapolis is a sharp right-hander. And I think some drivers might just have to be careful about who's behind them and when they're braking.
Definitely. Or, you know, careful about who's in front of you. If their braking point is earlier than the braking point that you're used to, it could cause a collision right off the bat, which is something that we don't want to happen. We want clean racing, but also it's fun to see some of that chaos happen at the beginning. So if you're in the chat on Twitch or on YouTube, drop us a chat. Let us know, who are you rooting for tonight? Who's your favorite driver? What team are you rooting for? And yeah, just let us know. Thank you for being with us.
So this should be a good race. If you're new to Denver Racing Social, we are a sim racing clubhouse located in Centennial, Colorado, where if you and your friends are interested in doing any kind of sim racing together, this is a great social spot to hang out and do so. There's a full 360 motion sim that you can take advantage of. I've personally done it. It's an absolute blast. And DRS also travels around with their mobile sim, providing some fun sim racing at different events around the state. So I would highly recommend it. Shout out DRS for putting this on, and we're about to get underway for this race. I'm excited.
I am so excited. You know, you mentioned that we have a mobile unit, which is what Sean is racing in tonight.
Yes.
But just a little shout out, if you are interested in seeing the mobile sim in action, there is an event tomorrow night, October 1st at 5 p.m. In downtown Denver. It's right next to Forest Field at 7 Grand, Denver. with oh no, I lost my notes. It's with Glenfiddich, the Scotch company, who is a partner with Aston Martin. So we're excited to have that. You can also rent the mobile unit to come to your event if you have anything going on, birthday parties, corporate events, anything really. The mobile sim can come to you, and it's a great time.
Absolutely. You'll hear us talk a lot more about that, Andrew, I'm sure.
Yeah, I just wanted to shout out a quick promo that we have going on the mobile unit this month. If you book it out for any private event, so birthday parties or anything like that, we are actually knocking it down from $175 an hour down to $125 an hour to bring out for football, for birthday parties, whatever you want the mobile unit for. It's a great time. That's all the time I have. So I'll put it back to you guys.
All right, yeah, we're about to get this race started here. We're looking at the starting grid. Benjamin Bechtel qualified on pole. He's going to be leading these cars out of here. Andrew Cody with also a really good qualifying effort, only 0.05 of a second behind Benjamin there in second, and Brian Sabelski third, Christian Martinez fourth. These drivers are going to be trying really hard to get up to the front of the grid, but those are also drivers we know have really good pace and race strategy. So even if they don't make moves early in the race, we'll be talking about them as they start making some moves at the beginning of this race. But the drivers are out, and if you saw when we were talking about DRS, all of the drivers and where they qualified, there were 3 drivers who are in the session who didn't qualify. So that is Xavier Williams, Sean, and then I believe there's one other driver who's currently in 13th right now, who all are in this race, but they didn't qualify. So a little interesting that they're starting so far back in the grid, but now since qualifying, our field has jumped up from 10 drivers to 13 drivers.
All right.
So there you go.
I'm excited for that. Now we do have a fan for Benjamin in the chat, so thank you for letting us know who you're cheering for, and we will make sure to give him a spotlight after this race gets started, although I'm sure we're going to be talking about him because he is our pole sitter tonight, which is super exciting as this race gets started.
Yeah, we'll keep our eyes on him as this race goes at. We'll see what he's seeing from his rear bumper as well, because we want to get a really good angle of that turn 1 to see what chaos ensues as these drivers trying to also position at the race start. Maybe they'll be super spread out. Maybe they'll be bumper to bumper. I'm not sure, but this is race 10 out of 11, so drivers are looking to improve, and this might be one of the last chances that these drivers have to prove themselves amongst this field of really fast drivers. So good luck to all these drivers, and I do not wish bad fortune among any of these drivers at all.
No, definitely. We're just hoping for a really good race, clean race,
Heads up, I'll be
good sportsmanship, and as always, if you've been with us, we're going to hop on with our drivers later during the race. So if you have any words of encouragement or you'd like to say anything to them, let us know, and we will get your messages to them later on in the stream.
All right, Marissa, which 3 drivers do you think are going to be finishing on the podium today?
That's the hardest question. I'm going to stick with the top 3 that we have.
Benjamin, Andy Cody, and Brian Sabelski.
Yep. I think they might not finish in that order. Oh no! But I'm going to say those 3 are going to be top 3.
You know, I think I might mix up my answer just a little bit from you. I think Andy Cody's going to have a good race. He'll be up in the top 3. I think Brian Sabelski, his teammate, also is just going to have a really consistent day. But I think Christian Martinez has something to prove. Qualified 4th, I think he'll probably be able to find his way up into the podium positions. And we know that he's battled against Benjamin Bechtel before, so maybe there'll be some drama to ensue. But the pace car is off. Benjamin is setting the pace, and he's already taken off. He's not letting any of these drivers think early, and we are green here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. All the drivers are out, pretty spread out. Some 2-wide action further back in the pack. That is Shea Devereaux on the inside of Christian Martinez. Christian's going to let him have the spot down into turn 1. Benjamin's going to get by clean. It's like all the other drivers are going to get by clean, giving each other space, letting them go, and Shea Devereaux is going to move up to 4th. From Christian also is going to be fighting back there, so a little bit of a tussle between 4th and 5th place right now. But Benjamin Bechtel's out of here. He, Andy Cody, and Brian Sabelski are all out clean. They're going to be trying to challenge each other. You see Andy Cody getting a little bit of a run there on Benjamin early, going down that straightaway, going into turn 7 here. That's a sharp left-hander that you see Benjamin go. And then there's a little bit of chicane here, turn 8, turn 9, as Benjamin just drives that hypercar all the way around. And then around turn 10, these drivers are now going on to the very slightly banked curb oval. of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and then going into that kink turn 12, 13, and 14 to finish off the first lap as we have a little bit of contact there. That is a Mulbar car getting taken out by, I believe, that is Christian Martinez. That's Brian Sabelski, who's backwards after getting contact early, and then I think that's another Mulbar car around. It's going to manage not to take out any other drivers as the field is shuffling up, and that is unfortunate. It's Shea Devereaux and Brian Sabelski being the two drivers, unfortunately getting the short end of the stick here on the first lap. And these drivers are still battling hard. On board with Dillon Carlyle here for Mile High Motor Club, looking at those Moto House cars. Those Ferraris in the front, not going to make any moves into turn one. But what a chaotic battle. Hopefully we'll try and get a replay of what happened there between those two drivers. Christian Martinez being one of the drivers I believe the front bumper was used from. And we'll see how that impacts his race here as the first front two drivers are driving away, and EJ Luna has moved up to the third spot. What a hectic start to this race.
That was some of that chaos that we were talking about. It was coming. It didn't happen in turn one. But
so a lot of give or take in turn one, but these drivers are starting to get their pace down and know how fast they are relative to the other drivers around them. So maybe we'll see some more contact as these drivers try and navigate around each other. Currently on board with Dayton Harrison, chasing down EJ for third, and then Christian's right there behind him as well. It looks like we have a change for the lead as well. Andy Cody's going to be jumping up in front of Benjamin Bechtel, who is now falling a little bit behind. Maybe had a little bit of a spin there on his own. I'm going to go ahead and check this out. Benjamin turning into turn 12. Going to have a bit of a lockup and just miss the turn entirely. That is unfortunate for Benjamin, and he's definitely going to lose a little bit of time there to the leader, who is now Andy Cody in front of this race. And we're talking a lot about Andy Cody. It looks like he had some pace right off the bat, catching up to Benjamin at the beginning of the race. He's now going to show us how far he can drive away from Benjamin, or if Benjamin's going to be able to find some pace catch up to him as well. So we're going to go ahead and get a little bit of context behind the incident between Christian Martinez and Brian Sabelski. This is again going into that turn 12. We just saw Benjamin miss here. Christian Martinez, the red car, chasing down Brian Sabelski. It's like Brian's just going to get a little bit slow. Christian did not expect him to break that soon, I think, and just got right to the back of him. He's going to lose a couple of spots right off the bat. And really, really unfortunate for Brian Sabelski. He's going to go all the way around. He's going to go all the way to the back of the grid. So he has a lot of time to make up if he wants to finish on the podium like we both think he's going to.
Yes.
Back on board with Andrew Cody here. Benjamin has caught back up after his little bit of an incident. Yeah, Brian Sabelski now currently chasing Dillon Carlyle. He's got to make some time up. We know he's fast. Looks like there's another pass for the lead. Benjamin Bechtel's going to make the move on Andy Cody. And this has been a chaotic race. Look at that. A lot of drivers missing their braking zones, going off the track. That is what Brian Sabelski wants to see. Every position he can make up is going to be one that's worth it.
Most definitely. He's going to have to work really hard to get his way back up to the top of the grid.
Dillon's already gone into the pit lane. Not sure what the deal is there. But he's in the back of the field. As third, fourth, and fifth, EJ, Dayton, and Christian are not too far behind our leaders, and they are slowly closing ground with what it looks like a battle for the lead. Andy Cody and Benjamin Bechtel are racing hard for that first position. There have been a couple laps there as we now shuffle through the grid. And we will definitely be hopping on board with these teams once this race sort of calms down, and we'll talk about the incident between Brian and Christian. But it looked like just a little bit of a racing incident. Christian not realizing Brian was braking, or it was late braking for Christian. We'll just have to find out. Either way, an unfortunate incident for two drivers who should definitely be racing cleanly at the front of the pack.
Most definitely. I just do want to draw a little bit of attention to our chat, as we always anticipate Full Throttle fans to show up. We do have another Full Throttle fan in the chat. This is a fan of Dayton's, so thank you for joining us tonight. Maybe our drivers aren't the only ones with some technical difficulties, looks like in the chat, but thank you for being here, and we'll definitely give Dayton some spotlight tonight.
Wow, the race start has been insane. No driver is where they started Andy Cody's up a spot, down from Benjamin Bechtel, down a spot. EJ Luna's up some spots. Dayton Harrison, both of those drivers capitalized on the incident with Christian and Brian Sabelski. Looks like Christian, though, looking to get side by side with Dayton here as we go into turn 7. Another really sharp left-hander is going to let Christian go by and try and do the switchback. Looks like Christian's going to be able to defend. Very clean pass from there as he moves himself up to 4th, and maybe Dayton's going to be able to follow his line and try and catch up to the cars in front. But really clean pass from Christian, recovering well after that first incident. But he is going to have some extra incident points for what we saw with Dayton, so we'll see if that impacts his race as it progresses.
He definitely will. You know, this will be one of the only races that we'll see Brian Zabelski also will have incident points for that collision, even though from our point of view, maybe I think both drivers get incident points, right? Both drivers.
Regardless of
You were
if you were
getting
at
that
fault
dive
in the
bomb.
incident, if your car hits another car, you will be getting incident points for that. So that is unfortunate for Brian, but yeah, he's definitely have some supports. He's down 6 positions from the start. That is just unfortunate. Started 3rd, but he's put down really good lap times. He's a couple seconds faster than the cars in front of him. Oh, we've got a spin from Christian there. Must have missed it. I'm not sure if he had contact from Dayton behind or if he just got loose. But that is another incident from Christian here, a driver we expected so much from going into this race. But now he's got some ground to make up. As we go back onto the replay, looks like he's going in just a little bit hot. May have actually even gotten into the back of EJ Luna there and lost the car from underneath him. But it looks like Christian has the pace. He's just not able to keep clean here at the start of this race. He didn't lose that many positions, though. He's now only 5 seconds behind Dayton here, still holding 5th place. And now Dayton is going to be putting EJ under pressure to try and catch up to his teammate in 2nd.
It really is surprising and kind of uncharacteristic, I think, a little bit, for Christian to have incidents so early in the race.
Yeah, we mentioned that he wasn't in the hour-long practice session before this race started, like a lot of the other drivers in this race were. But Christian has done that for many of his races. He's just shown up and then shown he's had the speed to compete with all of these drivers. As Dayton's going to be really late on the braking there, close a lot of distance to EJ. Dayton's really got the pace here, so he's going to be able to find a gap around EJ. But yeah, Christian, one of those drivers we're just going to keep an eye on for the rest of the race because we know how fast he is. Probably one of the top 3 fastest drivers in this entire race. So we'll see if he's able to make up some ground here because we still have 2 hours of racing left to go. We're only on lap 7 of what will probably be a 100+ lap race.
That's right, and I'm excited to see what happens. You know, as we talk about every race, there is pit strategy, there's fuel strategy, there's incidents that happen, there's fatigue, there's, you know, distraction. Sometimes when we go jump in and talk to the drivers, they get a little bit distracted. There are so many factors that can happen during a race, so you never really know how it's going to end up.
You'll just have to keep watching and find out. Chat, let us know what you thought about that start. That was hectic, and it's still hectic. Benjamin Bechtel, look at that, charging down Andy Cody. Andy's gonna try not to defend there. Benjamin's going to look to the inside of turn 1. I bet Andy gives this to him. He's going to have the optimal line as it looks like we have a Mile High Motor Club car coming out of the pits right in front of our leaders. He's going to stay out of the way on the outside of that track. Benjamin's going to be able to capitalize, and he's going to move up to the front. Let's see if Andy Cody's going to be able to retaliate. Going around turn 4 here, then you got a slight chicane, turn 5, turn 6, onto the straight. And I've been noticing Andy Cody's been having a really decent line going through turn 6 over those curbs. Hopefully that doesn't upset his car a little too much and he loses it one of these laps. But he's been putting down some really good pace and it looks like he's definitely got this line down if he wants to lead this race. Now putting a lot of pressure on Benjamin here for the lead of the race.
A lot of pressure, but as you can tell, Benjamin does have the fastest lap of the race, so if he can maintain that pace, he should be able to widen that gap just a little bit. The key factor here is going to be clean racing, making sure you stay on track, have no incidents, and don't give in to the pressure in the rear.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll be talking a lot about pressure because it's a 2-hour race and our drivers are still racing this hard and this close to each other. That means these drivers really want these positions. So we're gonna see if Andy Cody's gonna be able to make up this position on Benjamin. Benjamin's not pulling away from him. Andy Cody, look at that. He is so aggressive over the curbs, a lot more aggressive than any other driver I've seen in this race. We'll see if his pace is able to improve and jump into the lead of this race. But we'll keep an eye on that. Now jumping back to Benjamin's teammate. Dayton's trying to make some moves past EJ. EJ's currently sitting 8 seconds behind second place, so growing a bit of a gap between first and second. Dayton might have more pace than EJ here, but he's not able to make that move around him. It's going to be pretty close. Here going into turn 7, he's going to make the lunge, or he's going to stay inside? He's going to make the lunge! Dayton Harrison down the inside, a really clean pass. EJ sees him, he's going to let him go. And that was a bold move for Dayton and a necessary one for him too. He wants to try and close that gap to his teammate up in first. EJ's going to fall back to fourth, but hopefully he's able to stick behind Dayton. Another clean move from the full throttle racing driver.
And that, that risk definitely paid off.
Absolutely. Yeah, these hypercars have pretty good brakes, so these drivers are going to be able to do some pretty good lunges on them. It's just a matter of can they keep it straight without spinning. Like we've seen so many drivers spin out where EJ Luna is on the track right now. So hopefully these drivers are going to be able to maximize their lap times. As it looks like Dayton's already pulling a bit of a gap on EJ as this race is now slowly starting to calm down a little bit, but we still have a really close battle for third and first. 10 laps into this race. Another fan for Benjamin Bechtel in the chat. We'd love to see your support in the chat. Even if you don't have a driver support, we love seeing you guys' messages. That helps us energize us in the commentary booths. So let us know what you guys want to see or hear from us as this race progresses. I think we're in this really close racing between a lot of these drivers.
We definitely are. And like John said, we love seeing that chat blow up. So let us know. Give us your thoughts. Give us your hot takes. Give us your, I don't know, how was your day? Let us know how you're doing. We want to interact with you while we call this race because we're all about entertaining tonight. So,
Brian Sabelski slowly carving through the field here, has moved back up to 8th. He's gotten 1 spot on Daniel Tominga, and now he's hunting down Xavier Williams in 7th. Xavier has a pretty big gap to Shea as well. So once Brian makes this pass, if he makes this pass, he'll have a lot of open track to try and lap faster than his competition. As you can see, Brian chasing down that Moto House car. Oh, the Moto House car is going to spin in front of him. Brian doesn't even have to do any kind of passing maneuver there. He's just going to stay out of it, avoid the wreck, and unfortunate spin for Xavier there. He's having a decent race. Did not qualify, so he started at the back of the grid, made up some spots, and now he's going to let Daniel Tominga, his teammate, pass him for 8th.
Sometimes these curbs are just unforgiving. Like you mentioned, we're watching Andy Cody take those curbs a little hard. If he is not careful, his car will fly out from underneath him.
I mean, when I see Andy Cody go over the curbs as much as he is, that just tells me he has so much comfort in this car around these turns, because a lot of these drivers, they don't want to hit the curb because if they hit the curb, their car's going to be a little unsettled, and if their car is unsettled and they don't know how to handle it, they're going to spin out. But because Andy Cody's going over all of these curbs, who is now actually 3 seconds behind Benjamin, so he's not gaining a lot of time on our leader, with his current racing line, he is still able to push the car to the limit of the track, and I think that's a very important factor to have if you want to win a race. That's as long as this. See a little bit of a teammate squabble here. That's Xavier Williams. Assumed he's going to be able to find a line around his teammate. Maybe there'll be team orders, but it doesn't look like Tominga's going to just let him by. Xavier's going to have to fight for this one. Oh, Tominga's going to get a little bit loose. We have seen so many spins around that turn 13. One of the last turns of this circuit. These hypercars are squirrely. I understand. It's hard to put the power down in something like this that has just so much power, especially on a turn where you don't have that much downforce, accelerating to as fast as your car can go. Definitely going to be a spot where we see a lot of other cars spin out probably throughout this race.
Yeah, you know, and what I heard from some of the drivers as they were chatting throughout the week, this past week, is that this is a tough track. It's a tough track for these cars. Um, as we know, because we've been driving with these cars for the past 9 months, as we know, it is hard. They have, to manage their tires. They have to warm up their tires. They, sometimes, as we've already seen, the tires lock up. There's all the factors. So having that confidence in the car and really just making sure that you've practiced the track will definitely show in tonight's race.
Yeah, keeping an eye on Zane May right now. He just let Andy Cody by in second place, so he's a second car a lap down right now. Dillon Carlyle is currently 2 laps down. I'm not sure if he is out of the pits yet. We saw him go into the pits early in the race, not exactly sure why, but we've seen him run around the bottom of the grid for these last couple of races, so maybe something to do with his race and how that's going. But we'll definitely keep an eye on that, see if he's able to make up any spots. But 2 laps down, 60 minutes into the race, not looking like Dillon Carlyle is going to be scoring any important points for the team, but he's still going to be on track, and he will still be able to help his teammates with his pace.
Most definitely. Now, I did want to make a quick plug now that this race is kind of spread out a little bit. Our first trivia of the night is actually about NASCAR. Now, that trivia is live, and it closes at 9 p.m. So I'm going to drop the link again in the chat in both YouTube and Twitch. If you'd like to participate, um, excuse me, the prize for this trivia is a free happy hour here at DRS Centennial. Now, if you are out of state or are not able to use it, don't want to use it, which I'm not sure why anybody would not want to use it, but you can gift it to somebody. We did have a winner earlier in the season who was out of state, gifted it to somebody else, and they really enjoyed their sim time here at DRS Centennial. So that NASCAR trivia is live until 9 o'clock tonight. We will announce the winner at the end of the stream.
Yeah, I'm just going to run through this NASCAR trivia real quick, see if anyone will be able to beat me in my answers. I feel like I'm pretty knowledgeable on the subject. So if you're interested in NASCAR trivia, let's see if you're smarter than I am. A little bit of friendly competition in the commentary. Looks like
If you beat John in the trivia, you'll send me your Venmo and I'll send you $5. How about that?
There you go, some cash on the line.
$5 and a free sim session here at DRS? Come on. That is hard to beat.
Some good gifts here for winning trivia. All right, looks like Christian Martinez has been closing the gap pretty consistently on EJ Luna here. Keep an eye on him, see if he's able to catch up to that Mile High Motor Club car right now. He is. Otherwise, there are some pretty large gaps between a lot of these drivers on the track still. Brian Skabelski is up to 7th, like we said, passing Xavier Williams. Now Shea Devereaux is around 9 seconds ahead of him on the track. Shea's also looking to have a pretty good race. So we're going to keep an eye on him as well. But he's down 1 spot from his qualifying, so he definitely wants to try and make some moves. But with Christian ahead of him, it looks like he's going to try and close the gap. He might be able to. He's that mobile car you see behind Christian right there in the 33 Ferrari for Moto House. And he's slowly but surely catching up to EJ Luna, who is slowly losing out to Dayton in 3rd right now.
Yeah, and a great shout out to Dayton. He is up 4 positions from the start of this race. Like, it's only been 16 laps. That is a lot of hard work at the beginning of this lap. Or of this race. As you can tell, we do have some lap traffic. The beginning of our, our front runners are lapping those in the back of the grid.
Maybe we can have a little bit of info from race control because I know there was some new iRacing UI to come out, but Ruben Gutierrez looks like he has a black flag next to his name that might be due to incident points, but I'm not quite sure. Go ahead and look at the incident points. Ruben's at 10 incident points, so 2 more for Ruben, and it'll be a drive-through. Got some drivers with 0 incident points there. Dayton, Benjamin, Andy Cody all only have 0 incident points. So looking really clean for the start of that race. And yeah, Ruben Gutierrez being shown the black flag. Why? I'm not quite sure.
Thank you.
Ruben coming into the pit lane, probably to serve a penalty.
Yep, it must be a drive-through because he did not stop.
Christian Martinez is on the back bumper of EJ, it looks like. He's closed that gap just a little bit. EJ can definitely see him in his mirrors too. I'm sure he's looking back there to see how much time he's losing in the corners to Christian. And I think that's going to allow Shea to probably catch up as well.
Definitely. Now, do you think that EJ is the type of guy who's going to be able to keep his cool and not get intimidated by that pressure?
I do think EJ is probably one of the more chill drivers in this league, especially when it comes to driving ability. I don't think he's a driver to get pressured by seeing someone faster in his rearview mirror. He's just going to keep driving his pace, and it's going to be up to Christian to try and make the clean pass, which looks like he's been getting super close, but not able to actually complete the pass.
I definitely agree. EJ is one of those cool, calm, and collected, but our most cool, calm, and collected driver, I think hands down, has got to be Brian Sabelski.
Currently killing it in this NASCAR trivia though, chat. I don't know. You might have to do some cheating to beat me.
Yeah, John, I actually wanted to ask you about that. I'm gonna pull up. Ask your input. What do you think the answer to this one is?
Question 1.
Yeah.
It's probably the most famous nickname in NASCAR is for Dale Earnhardt is C. The Intimidator.
Do you know how he got that nickname?
From roughing people up at the track.
Would you say that he was probably a little too aggressive?
I think, yes, he was aggressive, but I think that's also why people love him in NASCAR so much. People love aggression, even if it's not the cleanest way to race. That's why he got so many fans, and that's why he's still so loved, despite dying over 25 years ago.
I don't think you can talk to anybody, even not a NASCAR fan, who wouldn't recognize Dale Earnhardt, the name.
The Intimidator.
Let's move on to question 2. Let's see what we got here.
Which female NASCAR driver is shown here one of the most successful women in racing history? You know this one?
I do know this one, and I knew this one before I made the trivia.
Thanks, Ruben.
But this one is Danica Patrick. Shout out to all of our female drivers. It's not easy to get into a men's sport.
Oh no, Dillon. Sorry.
Andrew, if we can get the camera back on Christian here, slowly hunting down EJ.
Got the closest battle of the night. So, well, not of the night, but currently it's our closest battle. We got 2 black flags now.
This is the closest Christian has been in a while to EJ. Look at that. Both of these drivers pushing it so hard. You see sparks flying as they just graze that outside wall. It doesn't look like Christian's going to be making a lunge here. Not close enough to EJ right now to make a move around turn one, but he's close enough to stay in his tracks through these sweeping turns. To some really fast turns in these cars. Do not want to lose the car from underneath you. So both of you, Christian's gonna have a little bit of a slide there. Can be a little bit offline through that kink. And yeah, that's gonna allow for EJ just to pull away a little bit here. Back straightaway. Look at that, Christian able to close up so quickly under braking. We've seen a lot of that from drivers in this race so far, being able to close so much distance under braking.
Battle to watch.
And it doesn't look like EJ is driving like he's getting as much pressure as he is too. He's hitting all of his marks, getting all of these racing lines. Oh, Christian's gonna look to the inside. He's gonna poke his nose in there. Not gonna work though. Is he still gonna keep chasing EJ down here onto the main straight? See, just it looks like Christian's just so squirrely in that Ferrari right now. Not as solid and consistent as EJ. Because of that, not able to make the passes. EJ is still losing a lot of time to the drivers up in front as Bechtel drives away from the field. Oh, look at that. Both these drivers getting by another Moto House car. Christian looking for the switchback here. He's going to have a pretty good line. Managed to keep it straight. Christian really wants to have a good exit here so he can chase EJ down on the straights, but EJ is just so good getting these runs on these long straights that Christian's not able to do anything about it, even with slipstream.
Definitely. EJ is just holding that line, not giving into the pressure. But as a reminder, we still have just under 2 hours left of this race. Like, how long can he hold that without giving into the pressure, without making those small mistakes?
And I'm just going to keep my eye on the gap between EJ and Dayton in third. It keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Maybe that's because EJ's driving a little more solid and defensive because he sees Christian. But look at that. He's going to leave that outside. He's going to miss the turn a little bit. It's going to allow Christian to be a little bit closer to him as they go around this final turn into that main straight. This is also the closest Christian has been. But look at the run EJ's able to get. Look at that. He's in the middle of the track. It's going to go back up to the outside. Christian's going to follow him there. Christian's going to look to the inside of turn one. It looks like he's going to put his wheels there. He's going to have the space. Does he afford EJ the space on the turn back?
Oh,
no! He doesn't. EJ's going to lock up. Wow, that was really tight racing between the two. EJ, though, is going to slow up for Christian. But we were talking about him, Shea Devereaux. He's right there in the mobile car. He's going to try and capitalize. He gets a little bit loose on the outside of the turns into the marbles. EJ's going to manage to hold on to this spot. Christian's going to manage to hang on right behind Shea as well. And this race is not over, folks. Christian's going to be able to make sure to get back from that. But, man, that was a really close battle into turn one. It looked like Christian did not give EJ as much space. EJ looked like he just ran out of track. Tried to hug the inside, but ultimately came into the turn just a little too fast. Took both of the drivers out. Lost a lot of time to Dayton. Now 16 seconds ahead of fourth place. It looks like our podium is slowly starting to drive away as Dayton is going to be slowly catching up to Andy Cody as well, who's now gained around 5 seconds this lap. Maybe there was an incident between Andy Cody and that last lap. Hard to say, but it looks like Dayton's going to be trying to catch up to his teammate here, currently sitting in first. We're still on board.
Your own teammate.
Now, it's very interesting.
Yeah, you got
that there. EJ had all that pressure from Christian, got through it, went through all of the chaos that happened, and now he has all of the pressure from Shea. He is not catching a break tonight.
You know who else capitalized on that move was Brian Sabelski, who's now sitting in front of Christian right now, able to capitalize on that mistake. And you can probably see on the stream these drivers are chatting in the race, so I'll try and refrain from commentating when I see these drivers talking. But yeah, it looks like Christian Martinez serving that first drive-through penalty because of the contact with EJ Luna. And doesn't look like Christian's having the cleanest race. Shouldn't have picked him for my top three.
Well, and you know, he would have been a safe pick. It is very uncharacteristic of him to be driving the way he is tonight.
Yes, it is, especially since he's so close to being in the top three of the points into this series. top 3 in points currently is Benjamin Bechtel. Brian Sabelski currently sitting in first, and then I believe third place in points is Dayton Harrison, who's also sitting in third in the race right now. So he needed to pass
I
those
just
guys
served
in
the
order to
black
score some
flag and I
points
got
on
another
him.
black
But
flag. I don't even know for what.
yeah, Christian cannot be happy.
Ruben has the same issue. I think it's freaking out.
I'm sure he'll have something to say about it once we jump into the chat with him for sure.
Right behind you, Xavier.
We're looking
It
at a
doesn't say
replay.
what it
That's a teammate versus
It just says penalty
teammate
issues, black
going
flag, even though I
into, I
just served
believe
my
that is
black
turn
flag.
12. Wow. Christian just
I
going
think
in
it's a stop
way
and go
too hot,
penalty.
missing the turn. Yeah, not the start of the race Christian wanted. But hey, there's still a lot of race to run. Okay, there's still a lot of things that can happen for Christian to make up this spot. But it doesn't look like he's putting down the laps and consistency needed to compete with the others at the front.
Hey, Xavier saying sorry, he didn't see you. Yeah, he doesn't have voice
Board
chat.
with Shea now pressuring EJ. See if Shea is going to be able to capitalize on all the carnage that we've seen so far. He's had a very consistent race, hasn't been making many mistakes. It's what we love to see out of these drivers. Also great to see that Mulbar car high up on the order.
Most definitely.
I have an update for everyone. As chat can hear on the live stream, you could hear the drivers complaining about these black flags.
I don't even know what the fuck I have to do in this
If we
penalty.
go
It's
to
just a penalty
incident
issue,
points
black
real
flag. I
quick,
don't know
you
what
could
the fuck I'm here
see.
for.
I just heard Christian on the radio
Should just be a drive-through.
complaining about the black flag. The team has had a penalty issued against them.
How many
This is
incident
set up
points
for
do you
12
have?
incidents. So they're only supposed to get
I have
black
14.
flag
I mean,
after 12
but I
incidents.
just
So
did the drive-through for
something's
my
going on with
penalty
iRacing that's randomly issuing these black flags to random drivers. That's why we saw other drivers who had not hit 12 yet be black flagged. So I just wanted to chime in with that real quick. There's obviously a glitch with this new iRacing software. So we don't know how this is going to play out there.
Okay, I just did another drive-through and I still have a black
It's definitely
flag.
causing some frustration.
That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, we can't hear what the drivers are saying in the race, unfortunately, so I'll try and refrain from commentating when I see they're talking, so you guys can hear all of the complaints from these drivers. But yeah, new iRacing update.
He's out.
What can you do?
Yeah.
Christian currently sitting in the pits. He's going to drop to the very back of the grid. It looks like he is sitting in his pit stall, though, so he's using this as one of his pit stops. This will be a very early pit stop, but a strategy we are familiar with as we've seen it multiple times in this league so far. So hopefully he's able to redeem himself there, but we're going to stay on board with Shea Devereaux trying to find his way past EJ Luna for fourth as all of these drivers continue to hash out what is up with these black flags.
Just a quick check-in from our chat. Let us know if you're still there. Are you enjoying our race? Do you know anything about the black flags and the iRacing update?
Yes, we need some iRacing regulars in our chat to help us commentate around these new updates and things. Because I must admit, it's been a while since I've been able to hop into the sim, which I plan on changing in the future, so I'll have more to provide in these races. But yeah, brand new iRacing update brought some changes to officiating these races, and we would love some insight if anyone in chat is able to help us out.
You know, if you won the trivia, you get a free happy hour here on the sim at DRS Centennial.
Oh, good to know.
Unfortunately, you won't win the $5, but...
Christian Martinez is marked as out in this race.
Oh. I wonder what happened.
I have a feeling he will be over here soon.
Yeah, I have a feeling that we will find out sooner rather than later.
Should we try to jump in with their chat and see if he's
let's
still
jump on board
available?
with them.
All right, let's go ahead and hear about Moto House's races so far. I'm sure this will go good. Hey, Moto House. Hey, yeah, this is the commentary booth. We wanted to hear about what your team is talking about right now. We don't have.
Is it on the straight exit here?
Events, this dude has a black flag, and they did 2 drive-throughs.
Christian's out of the race. Christian, I picked you for my top 3. I picked you for my top 3 in this race. Yeah, that's interesting. Us here.
Oh, I didn't even know this track until yesterday night.
Thank you. I don't know if you're letting me
It is
by,
working
but
on stream.
So I just said, fuck it, I'm out. And then,
Well, you're not the only one with incident points or black flags.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
You're not the
only one that ended up with
black flags.
black flags
Before you hit your incident points.
they're not clearing, dude. I did 2 drive-throughs. The black flag isn't clearing.
Yeah, I
So-
see
Yeah, I
that.
see
And
that.
then, like
Daniel
Tamiga has
a
black flag
a
right
black
now,
flag
but
right now, but he's only shown 4 incident points.
Yeah, so the thing's all stupid. It's I don't know what's going on. So
I don't
tired.
I don't get it myself. Yeah.
I'm just been working a lot. So
How many incident points did it say on your side? Because I'm showing 7.
it's I had over 12 for sure, and then it told me I got a black flag, and so I did a drive-through, and then it still said you have a black flag. So then I did another drive-through, and then it's like you still have a black flag. So at this point I had done 2 drive-throughs to clear my 1 black flag, and it wasn't clearing. So I just quit.
Well, after the race, if anyone knows what could have been going on,
honestly, awesome.
because I'm not even showing the correct incident points on my end from the admin server.
I don't know, dude. This is what a drop race is for, but I'm out anyway. So, all right, dude. I'm gonna call it. You guys have a good race.
Hey, brother.
You have a
You
great
have a
day.
great
Nice
night.
night.
wait, I just got.
Alright, Moto House, I think we'll probably hop back into chat once this race is a little more underway. We'll let you get your pace back down and try and recover some points. So good luck, and we'll talk to you guys here in a
Should I
bit.
just ignore it?
Thank you.
I feel like I have to serve it. I feel like you should serve it.
Yeah, so a little bit of
Who knows
a
if it's
iRacing
gonna fix it, 'cause they
frustration.
were just looking at
for sure.
Christian.
Out of Christian.
Definitely.
Christian called it. Not worth it for him. He's out of this race.
That is so unfortunate. He was one of our very top contenders. He did sound exhausted.
Yes, he did sound exhausted. With the couple of incidents we
Thanks for
saw
losing
he was
that
involved
action
with at the beginning of the race as well. Yeah, Christian is no longer on the track. So unfortunate for him to leave us so early. But while we were on board with Moto House, we've been witnessing some crazy racing, some really good and clean racing between Shea Devereaux and EJ Luna, 4th and 5th position. As they stand, have been swapping spots back and forth, and has been giving us a pretty good race. And on top of that, Ryan Sabelski's closing the gap to EJ, and Dayton Harrison is closing the gap to Andrew Cody as well. So we're going to keep an eye on all of those time gaps. But right now, this is the closest battle we have is EJ Luna chasing down Shea for 4th. These guys are swapping positions lap after lap. It's awesome.
It is great to have that battle. That back and forth is just, it just makes for good racing.
Yeah, I was unaware of any changes iRacing was making to the officiating system with this update. So I have no idea what was wrong with the race. Sometimes iRacing can just be a little bit bugged when settings aren't exactly how they are. Look at that. EJ's going to send it 3 wide. The lap car through the middle. Incredible stuff. They both going to make the turn. They both are going to make the
got it.
turn. Look at this racing. Oh my gosh, Shea's not going to take out EJ Luda. That was beautiful from EJ. Shea's going to try and make it back on the
Switch
inside
back.
here. Switch it back. Can EJ hang it around the outside? Both these drivers giving each other so much space. EJ is going to take the advantage and pass Shea. Wow. That was a wild pass down the front straightaway. That was awesome.
That was. Now, had you been in the grandstands for that, that would have been wonderful.
It would have
to
been
see live.
worth the admission for sure. For sure. You guys got to see that for free. Look at how, EJ was so far to the inside of the front straightaway trying to get around that lapped car. That was awesome.
Definitely picture perfect right here, going 3 wide.
Look at that. I mean, like, the lap car doesn't need to move. The lap car is going straight. He's not looking to cover EJ off. Goes a little bit to the inside, but at that point, EJ's already gotten past. So no harm, no foul. I like it. Just take a look at how well they race each other through this turn two as well. I mean, Shea, we saw when EJ and Christian did that exact same move. I think it was, EJ who got up to the inside of Christian around that corner, but both of those drivers left each other room. Obviously, they lost a couple seconds to Dayton in third, but some really clean racing between these guys. I'm sure they're having an absolute blast as well.
They have to be.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to hear their thoughts on this once we hop into their team chat.
Most definitely. We saw a little bit of hype in chat for that move. Really awesome. We'd love to see you guys interacting in the chat. Shea Devereaux is not done with EJ, though. Looking around the inside, a really hard braking zone to this tight right-hander. They got some lap traffic in front of them. Believe that is Sean. Is Sean going to get out of the way? No, he is. No, no.
No.
Shea's going to spin it out in front of the OK Motorsports car of Brian Zabelski, who's making some time back up on his competition. He's going to capitalize on that. EJ's going to keep driving away in fourth. Unfortunate for Shea Devereaux. Shea has had some really good pace. I would not be surprised if he races all right back up to EJ and does more battling with him like he has been. But really unfortunate. That is another sector of the track that we've seen a lot of spin outs here as well. So just unfortunate for Shea, but a lot of time to make up that ground. We're only 43 minutes into this 2.5-hour race.
Right. Well, and then, of course, you have Brian just capitalizing on all of those moments, working his way back up now to fifth.
Yep.
So he's just going to keep trying to capitalize.
Damn, good battle.
As long as he drives a clean race, I know he'll be happy, but
Yeah,
that
that was a lot
is,
of fun.
I mean, picture perfect.
Yeah, and Brian Zabelski is one of the cleaner racers in this league. We talk about that every week, about how good he is at just consistent pace and not making any mistakes. And he hasn't made a single mistake since he got taken out by Christian earlier in the race.
Thank you, Ruben.
So he's been gaining some time right now. He's still over 30 seconds behind our leader. So that's 30 seconds behind where he wanted to be right now, but he's still making up a lot of good ground and passing some really fast cars, as it looks like Zabelski is towing Shea around this track to try and catch up to EJ here. And I think we'll probably have a battle on our hands in a couple of laps because Zabelski has got some really consistent lap times, around 5/10 faster than EJ as well. EJ just ran a 20.4. Zabelski just ran a 19.4. So that was a second faster that lap, Zabelski on EJ. So we're going to keep an eye on this battle. It looks like these are the three drivers who will be trying to catch up to Dayton Harrison in third, who has now lost a little bit of time to Andy Cody. Benjamin Bechtel still eking out that gap to second place with the fastest lap time. Benjamin Bechtel is the driver to beat today at Indianapolis.
Definitely. And you know, a small fact, Indianapolis Motor Speedway is obviously in Indiana. Do we know where Benjamin is from?
I was in trivia at some point. I know it was.
It probably was. He is from Indiana.
I'm gonna say
So
Kansas.
this, I believe, is his home track, and so technically would have home track advantage, right?
I guess, yeah, maybe Benjamin. We'll ask him that if you want to write down questions to ask. If he has a lot of experience on this track, because he's driving like it. he's driving like he's driven this track so many times. Look at that. We've got a little bit of traffic holding up these guys right now. That's Brian Zabelski trying to find his way around. I believe that is Sean currently sitting in 8th in that Cadillac.
And a big shout out to Sean. This is his first race with everyone. Looks like he's been able to pull himself up 4 positions.
And he's keeping pace, and he's not letting these lapped cars by him either.
Cold tires. Go
He is holding this line, and Brian Sabelski is losing seconds now on EJ by not getting past him. As you can see, there's a bit of a conga line forming with all of these drivers as we've got a Motorhouse car there in the back. I believe that might be Taminga with his black flag. So EJ Luna's got a yellow flag now. Or did, not sure what that was about, maybe some incident points. But he's still on track, still ripping it. Did lose a little bit of time to Brian here as we've got now a huge gaggle of carts here going around, I believe that is turn 10. Big long sweeper around turn 11. These drivers are getting onto the oval part of the track. Sean's gonna be holding the inside. Brian's gonna try and swoop around the outside there. Going to try and keep it clean. Sean does not want to battle these guys too hard. It's not who he's racing. So that's both Shay and Brian through. And now Brian's going to try and set his sights on EJ, who's currently sitting around 4 seconds ahead of him.
And that is exactly what we like to see. We would like to see those clean passes, even though Sean is a lapped car.
Yes. And
he's not just going to give up the position.
Right. I wanted to say Sean has every right to hold his line and race however he wants to race, even though there are faster cars behind him. So I thought he raced that pretty well.
He definitely
I was really
did.
entertained.
He was predictable as we expect him to be, driving his line, and it's the fastest car's responsibility to get around the lapped car.
Benjamin Bechtel just flying away from the competition here. We'll go ahead and see what
Appreciate
a
it.
lap looks like from our leader here. Gonna hit that apex beautifully into turn 1, hug the inside of turn 2, just so he can set himself up for this long sweeper around turn 3. Gonna go to the outside of the track before setting yourself up for this long straightaway. Gonna hit the quick chicane, turn 5, turn 6, keep it planted, and use as much racetrack as possible. Going down into this long straightaway, he's gonna go into a tight left-hand turn 7. Make sure not to lock up any tires. You can carry a lot of speed through these chicanes, actually. Very round, very sweeping. Looks like he's going to be completing this sector of the track beautifully as he's going to be setting himself up here for turn 11 around onto the oval. We've seen a lot of drivers lock up here and spin out one of the more technical sections of this road course. As we're now on board with Brian Zabelski, with Shea Devereaux in front of him.
Thank you.
I bet these guys probably battle and jostle for position a couple times. I'm going to go ahead and see what happened here. That is a lapped Mile High Motor Club car going behind these two drivers. Looks like Shea was able to get the inside line on Brian. Super clean, super good pass from the Mulbar driver.
Pretty soon we're going to have a check-in with Andy Cody. See how he's doing on those.
I'll stay left.
Whoa, that is a loose Mulbar car. I believe that is Shea. You can see EJ in front of the track, in front of them on the track. Wow, that Mile High Motor Club car did not give Shea any room through there, despite being a lap down. EJ's just cruising in fourth. It looks like the drivers in the top three are now a lot more spaced out, as Dayton Harrison's going to be one of the first drivers to go into the pits. We're now 50 laps into this race. I bet we see more drivers follow him into the pits here. Dayton's going to be one of the first drivers to do so. He's going to try and get an undercut on Andy, maybe gain a couple seconds by going into the pits earlier. We'll see if the leaders respond here. But Dayton Harrison is going to be dropping down the order. We're going to see just how much ground these drivers are going to lose with their pit stops here. So Dayton currently was in third. Going to sit in sixth, and it's probably going to drop down a few spots lower than that.
Thank you, Dillon.
Whoa, look at that move. I'm just watching. That was Sean making a move on a Mile High Motor Club car. Sean is
That was a
performing
great
really well
move.
this race.
Yeah, that was
Look at that.
wonderful. Good job, Sean. Now, as a reminder, Sean is stepping in for Dominic Wilder tonight. Dominic could not make tonight's race, but Sean so graciously stepped in to be the reserve for Full Throttle Racing. So, and he's doing a great job.
Yes, he is. A really good laps out of him so far, and racing with a lot of fast guys too. That's what we get to see. Looks like Andy Cody is going to be going into the pits a lap after Dayton did. See where that's going to put him when he comes out of the pits. I bet he's still going to be coming out in front of Dayton, but only time will tell. Looks like Benjamin's also choosing to stay out along with EJ and Brian Sabelski. So Andy Cody reacting to the pit strategy from Dayton. We're going to keep an eye to see if Dayton's going to catch him. You see him on that back straight. He's the number 6 bubble that you see on the map right now. We'll see if he's able to go all the way around to the start-finish line. See if he can pass Andy Cody, who's currently sitting in the pits. It'd be impressive if he did. They were 18 seconds apart from each other, so I'm pretty sure that he'll come out with a bit of a gap to Dayton, but we have seen crazier things happen with undercuts in this league, so we'll keep an eye on that.
It does also depend on what is actually happening in the pits, how much fuel you're taking, how long the tires take. I mean, he's getting a pretty good lead.
Yeah, it looks like he's leaving the pits right now. Dayton's not even on that front straightaway yet. Looks like he's very much going to capitalize. Dayton slowly closing that gap, but I think that Andy Cody might have been able to actually find some time on Dayton with that pit stop, because right now they're separated by 18 seconds. Oh, we got a bunch of drivers in the pit lane. EJ, Brian, and Shea Devereaux, all of these drivers jostling for position, are all in the pits at the same time. It's going to come down to which one of these drivers comes out of the pits first, who's going to be currently sitting in 4th on the racetrack, basically. This is going to be interesting. 3 different teams represented in this matchup for 4th place right now. Brian Sabelski trying to recover after an unfortunate incident at the beginning. Shea Devereaux trying to recover after spinning, battling EJ Luna, and EJ just trying to have a really solid race and finish high for Mile High Motor Club. Also another super consistent racer. So we'll see where he comes out here in the pits. All of these drivers pitting at the exact same time. This will be very interesting to see. I bet EJ comes out in front because he did have a bit of track position on these guys when they came into the pits.
He definitely did.
And it looks like that's going to be Benjamin Bechtel coming to the pits behind them as well from the race lead. So once all of these cars come out, see how the positions shuffle. Look at that. Good pit stall for Benjamin Bechtel there, qualifying on pole. He's the first pit stall. Drivers are still in the pits. Peyton Harrison's going to get his track position back. Andy Cody's already got his position back. EJ Luna's out of the pits. He's gone. That's going to be Zabelski, also gone. Looks like the Mulbar car is going to come out behind them as well. So they come out of the pits the same order they went into the pits. Shea Devereaux trying to catch up to Brian, trying to catch up to EJ. And that is our first round of pit stops. So if they pit around 50 minutes in this race, I bet there's probably only going to be like 2, maybe. Drivers will maybe do 1 more pit stop, but I think the strategy will probably be 2 more pit stops to end off this race, because I don't think drivers really want to push it and make it a fuel mileage race. But we have seen Brian Sabelski do that before and win, so yes. I guess we'll have to talk about strategy when we talk to our team too.
And we can't expect all the teams to have the same strategy. We had just Brian on his own strategy during one race, which proved very good for him. Christian had his own strategy on one race as well, so it really just depends on strategy. Now, coming out this first lap out of the pits is going to be crucial. It's going to be just like starting the race. They have fresh tires. They need to make sure that they're not locking up, they're not sliding, they're being careful on these curbs while still being competitive in the race.
Now we've got a bit of a line of carts here. I'm looking at the time intervals between these guys, and Sean currently sitting in 7th. Like Andrew mentioned, this is his first race in this series. He has not gone into the pits yet, but he's still putting on a really good race. with these guys, and he's trying to challenge Shea for 6th right now, it looks like. But I'm pretty sure he's on a different pit strategy, so we'll have to see what happens in that battle. Ryan Sabelski right now just chasing down EJ. I don't know who's in front of him right there. It looks like a Molbar teammate. I think that's actually Ruben Gutierrez holding up Ryan right now. Looks like Sean is going to get past Shea. Shea and Sean battling it out there. A couple corners behind this battle. It's getting really close between these drivers. At least on the timing sheet. Oh yeah, look at that shuffling position, up, down. Now Sean's got it over Shea. Now Shea's got it over Sean. We could jump to the battle and these cars right behind him. Go ahead and see who's going to capitalize. This is a very sketchy part of the track. Looks like Sean is going to be able to capitalize.
Take a little off-road excursion.
And Sean is in the pit lane. So all that battling just to get out of the fight and get some new tires on it. I do not blame you, but
You know, sometimes putting that extra pressure and just having a good race is worth that extra lap. So
definitely. Well, look at that. Brian Zabelski has caught up to EJ Luna. That gap has been reduced to nothing. And now Brian Zabelski is going to try and get one more position back after that horrible incident at the beginning of the race involving Christian. And he's been having some really solid pace. We're going to see if he can be able to catch up to EJ here. See if EJ succumbs to the pressure.
I don't anticipate he will.
I don't think he will either. He's been driving a really consistent race. He's missed a couple of corners. That's when we've seen moves made on him, but the moves made on him have never really stuck because the drivers who have gotten around EJ eventually spin out. EJ passes him back. So we'll have to see if that happens here with Brian. We'll keep an eye out on this. But as the race goes on right now, some drivers have done some pit stops. They're now going to be trying to put in some consistent pace. Andy Cody's around 18 seconds behind our leader, Benjamin, in first. Dayton 10 seconds behind him. And then behind Dayton, we've got the scramble. EJ Luna and Brian fighting for position. And then Shea Devereaux has fallen a little bit behind, but with some good pace, I would not be surprised if he catches up to this fight in the track as well. So I think us in the commentary booth are going to take a little bit of a break, let you guys watch this battle between Brian and EJ, see if Brian's able to make any moves, and then we will be back soon to jump in some team chats with drivers and hear how the race is going for all of our teams. So
chat, while we're on break, if you could do us a favor, fill up our chat box so that I have to scroll through and see who you want to talk to and what you want to say, and we'll jump right into those team chats. So let us know. We're going to take a quick break, and
we'll be right back.
We'll be back soon.
And while we're gone, don't forget to do some of this trivia. What's the answer to this? Question 8, John.
Question 8, it's not on the screen.
Oh, you're right. You're right. It's not. Hold on.
Question 8.
Transition. There we go. All right. What late NASCAR legend started with the tradition of driving a victory lap in the wrong direction after winning his first race in '92?
Well, I do know this one because there's one name on here that is a little more famous than all of the other names. I think you would have some good points if you answered C.
I agree.
And on that, we'll go to break.
All right. We'll see you guys soon.
Thank you.
While commentary is taking a break, we put the camera on Sean down there in the mobile racing unit downstairs in the trailer. So he's down there racing from that unit right now. Enjoy the sounds of chat, the driver commentary that might be coming through. So yeah, with that, I'll leave you guys alone. We'll be back in about 5 minutes here.
Thank you.
You got on the left, Xavier.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Hey, Dillon.
Sorry about that, Andy. I'm just trying to poach a slipstream, Benjamin. I'm not going to do anything crazy to you.
No, you should.
Welcome back from our little commentary break, and we missed just a little bit of action when we were gone. So when we left off, EJ Luna was leading, I believe, Sabelski and Shea out of the pits, and since that happened, EJ Luna had to serve a drive-through penalty, which allowed Brian Sabelski and Shea Devereaux to get past. Since that happened, Shea Devereaux has been able to gain a little bit of ground on Brian, and Brian is matching the pace of Dayton in third. So the cars are pretty much hanging out where they are going to be hanging out until the next cycle of pit stops probably, except for Shea Devereaux, who is only 4 seconds behind Brian Sabelski in fourth. We might see something like that as Benjamin Bechtel misses the corner. He's got such a big lead, it doesn't really matter. He's got another Mobile car following him through there. And yeah, just a lot of drivers are going to have to try and figure out how to not miss these corners. Yeah, that's Shea Devereaux going
the
off.
big thing is losing that focus.
I think Zabelski
Once you've
just
been
dropped the
racing
orb of
for
confusion
what it's
on
been
us.
an hour and a half now, when you've been racing for so long, doing the same
wait,
turns over and over, it's really easy to lose that focus.
I know this
So
is
I don't
Mario
know if
Kart.
that's what happened, but oh no, Sean!
It's Sean going around. He's been having a pretty solid race so far.
No items, Fox only, final destination.
It's also just going to be missing that turn. Man, so that turn that they're all missing right there is turn 12. So coming off of the actual Indianapolis Oval onto a little bit of a chicane area before getting back onto the oval is a really heavy braking zone, and that's where we've seen almost every single incident so far tonight. So unfortunate, but this track, it's brutal on these cars right now.
It definitely is.
It's a little bit of a replay on Brian Sabelski chasing the 24. That is EJ Luna. He's going to complete that pass pretty cleanly. Hug the inside, get around his competitor. Clean pass from Brian Sabelski. Brian Sabelski's moved up for a little bit of contact. That's Dayton Harrison currently sitting in third. Definitely going to lose some time to Brian there, I think. Not sure who we actually got into. I believe that might have been Ruben he got into. Oh, look at that. Another full throttle car missing turn 12. Go all the way around. Back on the track. Dayton lost a couple seconds to Ryan there, and he lost a ton of time to Andy Cody who's in front of him. And these top three drivers are just all driving away from each other. No one has made up any ground in the top three. Benjamin's just been driving away. Andy Cody's been driving away from Dayton, but not catching Benjamin as well. Looks like Brian Sabelski's also driving away from Shea, currently sitting in fifth. And Brian has now cut down 10 seconds on Dayton's that last lap because of Dayton's mistakes. So I think that'll probably be our next battle that we see at the track. And Brian Sabelski, if he passes Dayton, will be where he started this race over an hour and a half
ago. That's right. That is right. He will have worked his way all the way back up from that incident at the beginning of the race, which cost him, I don't remember how many positions, but it was a lot.
Yeah, he dropped like basically to the back of the field because of how hard. I don't want to say he got punted by Christian because we haven't seen a replay that up close, but it was off the front bumper of Christian. It was either Brian braked early or Christian braked late, caused one of them to go flying at turn 12. It was Brian Sabelski who got the short end of that stick, and now Christian is out of this race, so we'll see what he can do about it.
All right, chat, we did see some love for Andy Cody. We will make sure to relay your messages once we go in and talk to them. However, right now, we are going to do a trivia where you pick the team you want to support and help that team get bonus points. First place will get 100 extra points, second place 75 extra points, and third place 50 extra points. So, 2 items to note. That OK Motorsports is down 1 driver, and so is Mile High Motor Club. They are both only running 2 drivers tonight. So if you don't have a tried and true loyal team, those 2 teams could use your help right now.
I think I'm going to be doing some point scoring from Mile High. From my spot coming in. Like, trying to score them some extra points. I know EJ wants some after that off track. We're away. He lost so much time on that drive. EJ was in front of Shea when that happened, and now he is 40 seconds behind.
That is so many.
That is unfortunate. Unfortunate.
All right. Chat, drop us a chat. Are you ready? John, are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready for trivia as long as chat's ready.
Chat, if you're ready, I'm going to get this countdown started. Now, this trivia is all about our track tonight. IMS, Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Here we go.
All right.
We've got to count. Oh, I'm going to skip the countdown. Okay, we're ready.
All right, ready in 2 minutes.
Ready now.
I'll stay left, Xavier. My bad, I meant take left.
You can still join. I'll drop that in the chat one more time. But we are live and ready to answer these questions.
Hey Chad, I wanted to jump in real quick. See how you've liked the driver chat that's been going on all night. You've noticed that we haven't jumped on board with our drivers this evening. That's because we have this new feature of just being able to play exactly what they're saying throughout the whole race, so you're really engaged with any team conversations. So yeah, as you're answering this question, this trivia, drop a chat about that too. I'd love to know what you guys think.
Now that was my attempt at the state. That picture was my
What
attempt
state is
at
that?
what state is that?
I think that's Spain.
It's definitely not Spain.
It's
Don't
giving
pick
Spain vibes.
that.
It looks weird, no matter what it is. What? It's
I
obviously
mentioned
Denver.
it earlier
that
in
might
the
be Denver
stream. If
County.
you're listening, it is a state, so that already is the only state listed. There you go. I gave it away.
Just giving away these points to these teams.
I guess Spain could maybe considered a state. No, I don't think it is.
No, I think Spain's a country.
It's not state. It's not Spain.
It's not too late to jump in and help your favorite team out if you're watching. We see a lot of people watching on YouTube, watching on Twitch right now. I'm really happy with our viewership tonight. How about you guys?
Even if you're not sending messages in chat, we do enjoy you taking time out of your night to watch this broadcast we put on. And it's an absolute blast to know that we're not just talking into the void. So thank you guys for watching the stream.
Thank you for being with us tonight.
Looks like Dayton Harrison is starting to pick up the pace a little bit. Zabelski's lost a couple seconds on him. Shea is also getting... I think Brian Zabelski actually just lost a little bit of time. Shea was able to make some time up on him. In green, you got the last lap time for these drivers.
Look at your top three.
The green is our best lap times of the night.
Okay, green is best lap time.
Yep. The
IMS
column
was
right
built
before
in
that is our last
1909.
lap time.
Should have guessed that. I knew it was an old one.
It is an old one. "5 seconds, I'll give you the answer." It's true. Now remember, the faster you answer, the more points you get. That goes toward your favorite team.
You know, if I had a time machine and I needed to find a place in the past to go to, I think going to an Indianapolis race in like 1910, 1911 would have been crazy.
Would have been
From
so
what
fun.
I've heard, those guys, when they first made that track, in order to have a place so that they could drive their car super fast, it was just absolute chaos. It sounds like an absolute great time. I would love to go to Indianapolis when it was still just made of entirely out of brick.
Yeah. Now, if you've been listening to the stream, John has said the number, which is the answer to the next question. And I can tell you it's not 9.
A lot of turns. You can count them on the little mini map. 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah. Yeah, you can count them.
You can count them.
It is kind of interesting to point out, though, the best lap times of our top 3 drivers are all literally 5/10 faster than the rest of the field. So, Benjamin Bechtel, Andy Cody, Dayton Harrison, Marissa, you got the top 3 podium picks pretty good.
Actually, I think.
Oh, you
Is that how I had Sabelski?
No, I don't think anyone had Dayton. Dayton's been having a really good race. We've got Dayton fans in the chat having a phenomenal race, up 4 spots from the start. Missed that turn, so unfortunate timing, but he's still been having a really good race.
Curse him.
And despite going off, he didn't lose that much time with Brian Sabelski.
We do see you in the chat, Crystal. Thanks for giving us a shout out.
I'm a little optimistic here, and I'm hoping that an Indy car is a lot faster than these hypercars around this track, but I think I might be wrong.
It is faster.
Okay, good. But it's probably only like 2 seconds faster.
I don't. Okay, it's more than 2 seconds faster. Closer to. Well, what are we running?
117.
It is 10 seconds faster than Daniel Taminga. Fastest lap.
Wow.
Is that right? Did I do my math right? 109.
It's pretty quick.
It is fast.
Indy cars look like they're so fun to drive. Whenever I watch an Indy car race, those cars always just look like the fastest go-kart imaginable.
Most definitely. I think the only way you'd know this answer is if you watch the beginning of the stream. I'm pretty sure it was on screen. We haven't mentioned it. Or maybe you just know the track. There's Dayton getting around his teammate Sean.
Hey, I got it right. Let's go. My High Motor Club's going to love all of these points.
Yeah, definitely getting all these extra points.
We've got just about 50 minutes left in this race. Much past halfway. I think we might be seeing drivers do a second pit stop.
Sorry.
I think you're right.
Maybe because they first pit at 50 minutes, which means they would pit second time at an hour 40, maybe. We'll see if
so
Dayton's
within the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll see if Dayton's going to be the first driver to go into the pits again as well. He was the first driver out of the front runners to go into the pits last time. See if he wants to continue that, start the cycle of group like pit stops. But I mean, his teammate is Benjamin Bechtel, who's currently sitting in the lead. So I'm sure that they've got some kind of team strategy to see this race through.
I wouldn't put it past Full Throttle at all to have a strategy throughout the entirety of this race.
Marissa, can you give me some hints as to this trivia question, please? I'm a little confused.
It's A, B, or C. How do you become a member of DRS? Drop us a chat. You can DM me on Instagram. You can come to DRS Centennial. You could go to the DRS website. You can win trivia, get a free session here, and we'll talk to you all about becoming a member. I'm a member. It's so much fun. You get to do things like come to the VIP happy hours.
Formula One watch parties.
Watch parties are so fun.
The happy hours have been gaining some traction. So I'd like to thank our sponsors, Simply Subarus, for putting those out for us. The last happy hour was last Thursday, I believe, or maybe. Oh no, there's a
little bit of contact. A little bit of contact there. That was between Xavier and Ruben. Xavier there in the Moto House car. Looks like a Mulbar car is just going to get loose in front. Didn't react fast enough. And that's Andy Cody right there, right in front of our second place car. Could have been worse. Could have been worse.
It's a good thing he didn't get caught up in that as well.
But yeah, look, totally lost track of what I was saying now.
Shout out Simply Subarus for
Simply Subaru
helping out the DRS happy hours.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Dave ordered some pizza for everyone last time. He gave away a $50 gift card for Simply Subarus. So if you are a Subaru owner, I would say I don't trust a lot of mechanics out there, but he's one of the guys you can. I don't have a Subaru. Otherwise, he would work on my car. So a big shout out to Dave.
Sometimes the awesome thing is you don't only talk about just cars. Sometimes you talk about all kinds of random things. So it's fun to come on down and become a DRS member.
Somebody chose Mulbar and never got any points for him.
That's unfortunate.
All right, well, Mile High Motor Club gets an extra 100 points. Full Throttle gets an extra 75.
Maybe Mulbar does still get third place points.
Okay, we'll put
There
50
you go.
points for Mulbar.
Mulbar scored 0 points. Lots of bonus points.
There you go. Now, what did I say? Mile High Motor
Thank
Club
you, Vane.
first, Full Throttle second, Mulbar fifth, third for 50 points.
It almost reminds me of some random game. I can't think of where I'm remembering this from, but you just make up random points for everything. I know that story.
But whose line is it anyway?
Yeah, I think so. It's like you got 10,000 points for that one.
Yeah.
That's how next season will go.
Oh, we're just gonna make up points? I love that.
Oh man. How many laps has Benjamin led this race?
He's probably only missed out on leading like 3 or 4 laps at the very beginning of this race when he was battling with Andy. Since then, even in green flag pit cycles, he's led every single lap.
Yeah. And we do have our Full Throttle fans and our Benjamin Bechtel fans. So
Great race for you guys to come to.
yeah, thanks for showing up tonight. We're glad to have you. And yep, Benjamin's running a great race tonight.
I'm thinking instead of going through to every team, if there is somebody in chat who does want to jump on with the team to give them some encouragement, please drop it in the chat. We won't go through all teams, but if you drop it in the chat, we will go on board with your team.
All right, we see you in Twitch. Who do you want us to chat with?
Shout out all you guys watching us on Twitch.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, give us a follow if you haven't already.
Full Throttle fans.
Looks like we got our first car into the pits, and it's Shea Devereaux hitting from 5th place.
I'll give it to you on the inside.
Let's see where that'll put
No worries,
him.
thank you.
I know earlier in the chat we did have a fan for Andy.
Yes, any Andy Cody fans in the chat?
Are you still with us?
That after the pit stop from Shea Devereaux, we only lost one position on track, and that was to EJ Luna, who still needs to pit. So these drivers are basically so far spread out from each other that a green flag pit stop will not lose them a lot of time.
Right, they're just getting a free pit stop. Some of them.
Looks like Dayton's going to be going into the pit lane next. He is ready to get on some fresh rubber, it looks like.
So this is our pit window, so I do anticipate seeing just about everybody heading into the pits in the next couple laps.
Yeah, Marissa, how would you feel if we took a quick commentary break as these drivers shuffled through the green flag pit stops, and then we would come back for the end of the race, talk with all the teams, and go from there? Because as these drivers shuffle in through the green flag pit stops, there won't be that many battles out on the track, and we just need a quick break, and then we'll be right back.
Yeah, I think that sounds great.
Awesome.
Chat.
Yeah, chat.
Blow us up. Let us know
Blow
who
us
you
up.
want us to chat with, and we'll hop in with them as soon as we get back.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm sure we have a lot of drivers who have many things to say about how the race has gone so far. So
yes.
Comment down below who you want us to talk with, and we'll be back to give you those interviews.
I'll stay to the outside, EJ.
Back there.
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Soup.
I'll hold left.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sean. Thank you. Thanks, Vader. Thanks so much.
All right, welcome back. Commentary booth is back, and we've got 25 minutes left in this race. Not a lot has happened with our leaders. Benjamin Bechtel absolutely driving away from Andy Cody, who's also driving away from Dayton. who's also driving away from Brian in 4th. But Shea Devereaux has been closing the gap to Brian Sabelski. He's now less than a second behind him, and we might have an overtake and a close battle on our hands here soon. Behind Shea Devereaux, we have EJ Luna, who after serving an unfortunate penalty, dropped back to 6th. Is now 36 seconds behind Shea, closing up a little bit of time there, but not going to be enough to actually catch up to Shea, I think, in these next 25 minutes. Behind EJ, we got Xavier Williams. Sean, who is our brand new driver, just had to serve a penalty drive-through, currently sitting in 8th, though, up 4 spots from the start. Very good race for him. Then from 9th down, we've got Zane May, Dan Taminga, Ruben Gutierrez, Dillon Carlyle, and Christian Martinez is our first retiree of this race. And I think Christian might be our first retiree for the season. I don't think there have been any other drivers who have quit the race. There have been drivers who have been disqualified from the races, but I don't think there have been many drivers who have turned off their sim mid-race.
I think you are correct. I think Christian is the one and only.
Shea Devereaux still getting really close to Brian Sabelski there in 5th. Looks like EJ Luna's gonna let the full throttle car by. That is Benjamin Bechtel, our leader, who has now lapped his teammate Dayton in 3rd. And there is only one car on this track that Benjamin Bechtel has not been able to lap, and that is Andy Cody in 2nd place, who's dealing with a little bit of Mulbar traffic here. He's going to navigate around the outside. Mulbar letting him through. Very clean move there. Andy Cody's just going to keep running away. See if Benjamin's going to be able to catch him. But overall, it's been a very entertaining race.
If you look at the lap times between Andrew Cody and Benjamin Bechtel, does my commentary team, do you guys believe Benjamin has enough time to lap the entire field?
I think he does, because looking at those times now, Benjamin is setting the fastest laps of the race right now. He just set the fastest time of the 1:17.0. And now he's running 1:17s. We haven't seen any drivers running 1:17s since the beginning of this race. We got a 1:17 from Dayton there, also pushing. Maybe that's team orders to push. We'll see what Andy Cody does for this next lap once he comes across the line. But Benjamin Bechtel's really pushing the pace now, and he's showing he's got a lot of time on all these other drivers. I think there's a chance that Benjamin Bechtel might get to Cody by the end of this race.
I think it'll be very close if he does not pass him. It'll be, yeah, very, very close. And we do have 20 minutes left of this race, so maybe?
There's a chance. We'll see. I bet that's what Benjamin's looking for, too, sitting that far up front. But speaking of close, Shea Devereaux closing the gap to Brian Sabelski now, only 5/10 behind. We're 2 hours into this race, and these two drivers are less than a second apart from each other. 4th and 5th, as you can see, going through the turn 5 and 6 chicane right now. Shea is hunting down Brian. See if he can get that spot back. These two drivers have been battling with each other all race.
They have, and in the end, it's going to come to who can keep, the cleanest line, keep their pace. And I'm not really sure what each driver's pit strategy was.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Not during our break. I did not keep track of who went into the pits and who didn't, but I'm assuming that everyone who's doing a 2-stop strategy has already been into the pits, so this is how they shuffled out, and that would make sense just based on the lap times Benjamin's been putting down. So it looks like he's got new tires.
Yes.
So Brian Sabelski, though, old and strong, had that really unfortunate start to the race, which is probably pretty brutal to his points right now as well, given that he probably would have finished much higher up on the order if it wasn't for that incident with Christian earlier this race. Has now been trying to minimize the damage, raced all the way up to 4th. Doesn't look like he's going to have the pace to catch up to Dayton in 3rd. He has been losing a little bit of time there these last couple laps, but Shea wants to bring the race to Brian, and I don't think we've seen these guys compete super close on the track these last couple races, so this is going to be a really clean battle, or it has been a really clean battle between both of these drivers so far this race.
It definitely has. Now, I don't want to distract Shay from his battle because it's the closest battle we have right now. But I think it's time we hop on with our team. So chat told us they want to talk to Full Throttle, so we'll run in with them. We do have an Andy Cody fan in the chat, so we'll hop in with him as well.
Sounds good. Do we maybe want to hang out and wait to talk with Full Throttle until this race ends and just start talk with other teams before that? Or should we hop in with them now and then join them again once Benjamin takes the checkered flag, which he might not do, but he probably will. So,
I mean, I'm okay waiting. Chat, are you guys okay waiting?
yeah,
Let us
chat.
know.
Who do you want us to talk with, chat? Who's up next?
Spin right.
I think we hop in with OK Motorsports.
All right, let's go ahead and see how Brian Sabelski and Andrew Cody are feeling about their race. Hey, OK Motorsports, this is the production booth. Can you hear us?
Yep.
All right, well, this race is coming to a close, and we just wanted to hear how everything was going for you guys and share some love you guys were getting in the chat. So, Andy, I'll start with you. Had a pretty good race so far today.
Yeah, no, feeling pretty good. Yeah, a little fun back and forth with Ben at the beginning, but yeah, he's got this one in the bag.
Yeah, we saw that. Some really close battling from you at the beginning of this race. We thought you would be able to pull away, but yeah, Benjamin Bechtel's just been absolutely running away with it. But Brian, we saw your lap 1 incident and a climb since then. Looks like you've been putting down a pretty good race since that incident, trying to minimize the damage. You are the current driver points leader. Has that been on your mind at all when you're lapping this track?
Yeah, it's been on my mind all day, just, trying to get as many points as possible.
And then how do you, it's been over 2 hours now, but how did you feel about the incident at the first lap that put you to the back of the field?
Not happy about it. I'll just leave it at that for now.
All right.
It's very careless.
Well, if it helps, the driver that was also involved in that incident has been out of this race for a couple of hours now, so you haven't had to deal with him on the track.
Yeah, I know. Still, I just kind of wish I had the opportunity to, get up there and fight and try and get a podium today, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case.
But other than that, you've had a couple of fans pop in from the chat. Andrew, we know we saw a fan from you, but does OK Motorsports have anything they want to say to their fans that might be watching?
Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here, and we'll hope to do you proud at Road Atlanta.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Yeah, 2 more, or I guess 1 more race to go. So cheering you guys on, and I'm sure we'll talk to you again here once this race comes to a close. So good luck closing it out, guys.
We did have one message from chat for Andy. It said, "Do it for Big Jake and the boys." I assume you know what that means, but that was somebody in the chat letting you know.
I definitely know, and I appreciate it. We'll do it for Jake.
All right. Have a good rest of your race. We'll chat at the end.
Thanks.
Quote from Brian Sabelski, not happy about it. And that is all he was going to give us.
Leave it at that.
Yep.
I think that is the most emotion we've heard from Brian all season.
Yeah.
So we could tell he definitely was not happy about that.
And knowing how good of a race car driver was, and after seeing the incident happen live, I don't think Brian was early on the brakes. I think Christian was late on the brakes to cause that incident. But Christian is no longer here, so we won't be able to ask him any questions about that. But we've got a couple more teams to talk to and not a lot of time left in this race. So what do you say we go ahead and hop on board with Mile High Motor Club? EJ Luna currently sitting in 6th, and then Dillon Carlyle currently sitting in 12th.
Let's do it.
Hey, Mile High Motor Club, this is the production booth. Can you hear us?
Gotcha.
All right, well, we just wanted to pop in and see how your race was closing out. We've been watching the entire time. EJ, you've had quite the race, and we wanted to hear how it's gone from your perspective so far.
Honestly, it's been a lot of fun. I kind of put myself in a bad spot, but whenever I got to race around the guys, it was a lot of fun. They were racing clean, and looking forward to the end of this race.
Definitely, we saw that you were battling so many different drivers during this race today.
We've seen EJ, you battle with Shay, battle with Brian. I mean, like, you've had battles and clean battles with everyone else on this track. So I'm happy to hear that you think everyone's been racing clean, because that's what we've been seeing up here in the booth.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Been having fun while doing it.
All right, and then Dillon, how's your race gone so far too?
It was going all right. I just got disqualified, so.
Oh no.
Yeah, unfortunately, but not the first race I've been disqualified from, but I got closer this time.
Well, you're still showing up for your team, Mile High Motor Club. Glad to see Mile High Motor Club has more than one car on the grid so far this race. So good to see more of that livery on the track.
Appreciate that, guys.
Most definitely. And thank you, Dillon, for stepping in as a reserve pretty last minute today. We appreciate you, and we might need you to reserve again in 2 weeks.
Yeah, just let me know. And I'll actually practice, because I didn't get to practice much today.
All right, and then one more question from me, EJ. We've got one more race after this. How are you feeling about your championship standings and how your season has been from our first race?
Man, I don't know where we sit. I think we're 5th. I don't think we're getting too much points today, but you know, still 2 races left. Anything can happen. It's been tough from the beginning, but you know, we try to stick in it, try to show up, and put some good finishes. One time, I think we had that one incident at Watkins Glen where my PCG glitched out, so that kind of put me behind. But you know, we're gonna pull through and see what happens.
Definitely. Now, we do have a bit of good news for you. During one of the trivias earlier in the stream tonight, we did have somebody playing for Mile High Motor Club, and you did win an extra 100 points towards the final score tonight.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Let's go.
Appreciate that.
All right. Well, we'll let you get to your race, and as we finish up, we'll talk to you at the round table at the end.
Thanks a lot, y'all.
Okay. All right, so it looks like spirits are high at Mile High Motor Club. It's always great to hear. When we were talking with Mile High Motor Club, there is a bit of a battle going on track right now between Brian Sabelski and Shay Devereaux. It's going to come down to the wire, basically, with 10 minutes left. Brian Sabelski is only 2-3 tenths behind Shay right now, who has actually managed to get around Brian, which I wasn't thinking Brian was going to let that happen, but we do know how many X's Brian has as well. I don't think that number of X's on the screen now is appropriate. I think he's got around 9 X's right now. So he's got to really play it safe.
Definitely. We don't want to have any more drive-through penalties before the end of the race, especially, especially like we were just talking to Dillon, we don't want to have anybody else disqualified.
Yeah. That was unfortunate. I asked Dillon how his race was going, and I looked up and I saw it was out.
Yeah.
So I should have phrased that a little differently from the commentary booth, but oh well, what can you do? All right,
Looks like we don't have anybody super close to being disqualified, which is good. But we don't want any more drive-through penalties either.
Zabelski, 9X, got to keep it clean, but it looks like Shay has a little bit of pace on him, actually. Might actually be able to drive away. Well, we've got a couple more teams to chat with. I think our next team is Moto House. That was Daniel, Taminga, Xavier, and Christian, who's no longer in this race. So let's go ahead and hop in with them, see how or I guess Xavier is the only one active in the channel, so we'll see how Xavier's race. How's it gone so far today? Hey Xavier, this is the production booth. Can you hear us?
Yeah.
All right, well, we just wanted to hop in before this race ends just to talk a little bit with you about how your race has gone so far.
That's okay. The car feels worse with every track. This track was easily the worst of the series. Had a lot of unfortunate mishappen this race, so yeah, we're here.
Sorry I made that so horrible for everyone.
Yeah, we've only got a couple minutes left, but you're up 4 spots from the start, and unfortunately you had a teammate who is out of this race. So not the best points day for your team, but you still got one more race to go.
Yeah. Can I get a standings check on the teams?
You have full throttle in first, as of the end of the last race, according to my rough numbers.
Yeah.
Full throttle first, Moto House second, OK Motorsports third, Mulbar fourth, Mile High Motor Club fifth. The gap between first and second, again, very rough, non-official numbers was 1,300.
Can I get a gap between second and third?
1,100.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yep.
So we just wanted to pop in and see how your race was going, but sounds like you're ready for this one to be over. So we'll let you just lock back in and.
My understanding is the 499 that continues with the ERS. Was this all GCPs? Are you guys familiar with the update that happened?
We are a little unfamiliar with the update that happened. We have been watching from the commentary booth a lot of black flags being thrown and drivers not exactly sure why they're having to do drive-through penalties before getting the 12Xs. So there are aspects of the new update that we aren't quite sure of. And I also have no idea what was updated with the hypercar. So unfortunately, I got nothing for you.
At this point, I mean, it was good the first like 5 races of the series, and then it just as the series has progressed, it's been tougher and tougher to drive. Can't keep this thing stable. I feel like the back ends wanted to kick out the entire 2.5 warm or cold, doesn't matter.
I don't think he can hear you, Andrew.
Oh, I didn't know he was talking to me. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It wasn't coming across. You're all good. Oh, this might work.
Xavier, so it's Andrew here. Quick question for you.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? All right, so I was showing 20 incident points on my side for you, but yet it showed a black flag. Would you be able to help me understand what was going on there? Maybe my numbers were wrong on my end?
So it should have been no. Yeah, I spun it twice and not my second stop. I had a drive-through, served it, did my second stop, came out, spun it, and then had another drive-through for unsafe pit entry because there's a 90-degree turn at the end of this pit lane, and then did it again. So I should have 3 black flags.
Okay. I was just curious about that.
Yeah, I haven't personally experienced the weirdness of the black flag. My black flag self-induced, but I can't speak on my teammates. I do know the conversation really out of whack for them.
Yeah. Cool. That was my only question for you. Thank you.
All right, well, I think we're going to let you wrap up this race then. We'll probably talk to you after this is over, but thanks for chatting with us and good luck finishing this up.
Thanks.
All right, well, we've got around 5 minutes left to go in this race.
Yeah, it is coming to a quick end.
We've got 2 more teams. We're gonna have to make these interviews fast. We want to talk with all the teams, but we still got we got 3 minutes to talk to Full Throttle and Molbar, and we've got a battle on track for 4th place right now.
So I say let's pause on Molbar and Full Throttle till the end of the race. Let's watch this battle between Brian Sabelski, excuse me, and Shea Devereaux.
Yeah, let's see how this battle ends between these 2 drivers. Once the checkered flag's out, we'll hop into Full Throttle, talk with them, and then all the drivers will shuffle in for our last tribute.
Definitely.
But okay, it looks like Brian Sabelski is caught back up to Shea. Shea from Molbar Racing. We have not talked with him yet, but he's had a phenomenal day. Up 1 spot, but that does not tell the full story. He's had some insane battles with a bunch of other drivers and has come out on top in almost all of them. So if he can keep this position on Brian Sabelski, it would be a huge day for him, beating the current points leader in the Drivers' Championship, and that will also be good for him as we go into the final race in 2 weeks.
Most definitely. You know, we did get to see Shea earlier in the race battling with EJ Luna, which was great, and like we heard EJ say, a great clean battle, which is exactly what we're looking for.
It all worked out.
And both of these drivers, Shea and Brian, are very clean drivers, so I anticipate it's going to be clean all the way through to the end of the race.
Absolutely. Looks like Brian is going to get a move. He's going to lunge up the inside. Doesn't look like it. Going to try and close up that gap under braking that we've seen so many times from overtaking drivers. He's just trying to stay in the slipstream of Shea. Try and get one last move made. Look at their best lap times, too. Their best lap time is only 0.04 of a second difference in favor of Shea. So both of these drivers going really fast. And now we're on board with Benjamin Bechtel, who's going to be taking the white flag here pretty soon as this race is coming to a close. I believe that was actually the white flag for Benjamin. So that means this fight's going to come down to the wire. Shea versus Brian. Brian's got to make a move here pretty soon if he wants to get this track position. 2.5 hours, and this race has come down to the last couple of laps. We're 4th place, nevertheless. A really good points-paying position in this grid, and right now it's Shea Devereaux who's going to be coming out on top unless Brian Sabelski can do anything about it. Brian Sabelski had a really bad incident. He was not happy about it at the beginning of this race. As you can see, white flag being waved in the air for this driver and this team. One more lap to go. See if Brian Sabelski can make up for all of the ground he lost early in this race. He's got one more lap to do it. He's not going to be doing anything into turn 1. Shea Devereaux is going to be holding that line and is not going to be letting Brian pass. Brian is going to be closing up to him on the corners, actually. Looks like he gets a little bit squirrely there, and he's going to miss the corner. That's going to be it for Brian Sabelski, and that is going to be a win for Benjamin Bechtel at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. He is back in victory lane, and I'm sure he's happy about it. So, without further ado, us in the commentary booth have had a lovely time commentating this race for you guys, but now we're going to talk with all the drivers, see how they feel about this race, and wrap up this stream for you guys. So let's go ahead and hop in with Full Throttle Racing. Full Throttle Racing, this is production booth. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
All right, how do you guys feel about that race?
Awesome.
Pretty good, yeah.
Good job, team.
Benjamin, did you end up lapping everyone, or did you not catch up to Andy Cody?
I did not catch Andrew.
One car away from lapping the entire field, but that still must feel pretty good.
Yes, it does, especially considering going into this race, I wasn't super confident about my consistency.
I need to see a better burnout from you. There we go. Nice work.
Good job.
Really, really good.
Thank you.
Now, what'd you think of the race in general? Was it? It sounds like it was one of your better races of the season, but looking at your teammates as well, how did everything feel? Just this race, everything stars aligned. It looks like.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with their performance. Dayton came in with not a huge amount of practice and performed really well. Sean is last minute reserve, doing pretty well too. I'm very happy with the team's performance, everything. Great race for us.
Great job. Now, we did notice that with some of the other teams, there were some mishaps with black flags. Did your team notice any of that happening?
No, we had none of those problems.
I got a penalty. I did my pass through. Didn't have any issues clearing it.
Yeah, so I thought I was having problems with it, but it was just speeding in the pits and then a bad pit entry or bad pit exit. So I don't know what Christian was doing.
Pit lane, bro.
Yeah, there's some false lines
Yeah,
there.
that pit lane was hell. It's just an extra like 20 feet out.
We cannot confirm.
We'll get those points calculated. We'll let you know when they're available.
We'll have them by the end of the trivia.
I do think that checks out.
Good race, Ben. You dominated that one, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun.
I even said before this race started, I'm like, I have the speed. I don't know if I have the consistency. I hate this track.
It's tough.
From a commentary standpoint, there were so many battles that happened throughout the race that were all super clean too. So I commend all of you guys for racing each other cleanly, giving each other space, and making this race a fun one to commentate.
Well, thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, definitely. It's been a wonderful time seeing all of you guys grow throughout this whole series. It's been so fun being a part of this and commentating your races.
Zane, I almost caught you there at the end.
I know, it was giving me a heart attack.
I was hunting.
I think EJ had the most battles throughout this race. Would commentary agree with me on that one?
EJ was in a lot of battles.
Most definitely.
I feel like Shay and Brian, like you guys battled a lot.
Man, we were having fun out there.
I'd say there were a lot of long-term battles.
I am slacking on getting the trivia into the Twitch and YouTube, but it is in the Discord for you guys.
Q6RQT?
Yes. Q6RQT.
That link says that it already finished.
What? Hold on.
Oh, because it was at 5:48 p.m. I was not paying attention.
Okay, try to click it again. Should be ready.
Yep, thank you.
Do a quick little interview with Sean. This is up there. Jump on camera with them while races get. Here's your first race.
Yeah, this is the second race.
Second race.
What was Dominic this time out?
Classes.
Can you guys all see the countdown timer?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Probably yes.
Are there any drivers in this Discord call that have any opinions on the driver leaving early after like the first 10 laps of this race?
Shout out to my dog. Free my dog, Christian. One love. We're gonna rock. We're riding for him. We're not sitting down on that. That's Motor House all day, baby. From the heart. We're done. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
That was annoying.
I don't know what was up with this black flag not resetting. That was
Yeah, he ran it twice, and it just did
Yeah.
not live each time.
no, that was very weird. Like that should
Yeah.
have cleared. Like he did.
Very disappointing.
If he did a drive-through, he did everything right on that. So
Right. We don't do
yeah.
stop and goes this series, right? We haven't done those.
No.
Okay. Just making sure we didn't confuse
I mean, the only
with
thing
anything.
I was gonna say, the only thing I could think of was that he served it and then he picked up another penalty somehow. So
Yeah, maybe the white line. I'm gonna watch the replay after this and see what's good. Maybe it's just maybe he sped like the cone was a little wide out on the exit, so maybe that's
yeah, if he picked up something for that, then that could be the case too.
That's the only thing I could think it would be.
That's the only thing I could think of as well. Was it was some kind of like, you know.
Did anyone enjoy this track?
I did.
Sort of.
I'm
Shout out to you,
Ruben. I like seeing you out there handling your business. We saw you. We saw you. Damn, that's high.
I didn't like practice.
give it a
The
4.
race actually was good.
It's stressful.
Oh shit.
Come on, Dane, you're part of Full Throttle. I need your points.
Oh, Full Throttle. I think in the earlier trivia, you had someone playing on your behalf and you won an extra 75 points.
Nice.
Mulbar also had somebody playing and they won an extra 50 points. Mile High Motor Club an extra 100 points.
Sweet.
Did everyone not answer?
Benjamin 117 flat is crazy.
My fastest ever lap on that track.
Oh, brother.
Got to be Madden, right?
Somebody did not answer.
I think it always goes to the full time.
Yeah, it goes full time.
It's almost my guess.
I don't see the correlation.
I just remember the picture on his social media. Ooh, some nice triples. Oh, I know who that is.
Christian's.
I know that
It's
chair.
Christian's super sim.
It's about as expensive, right? About as top tier.
Yep.
I want to jump on just for a second. So Benjamin Bechtel led 104 out of the 109 laps. Andrew Cody
Absolutely incredible. He was
only had
just
2 leaders.
he was on it tonight. So
Yeah, until I was around Andrew and I threw myself off the track twice.
Yep, Andrew Cody was the only one who finished on the lead lap behind Benjamin.
by like 9 seconds.
Anyone want to guess the driver with the lowest incident points?
I looked. I know who it was. I know who it was. It was Dayton.
I'm showing Shay.
Oh no, it was Shay.
Hey,
Yeah. He had 5.
nice. 5 is great.
Yeah.
Zane
5 is
had
awesome.
6.
I think I had what 6?
You had
Benjamin had
8.
38.
No, he had
just
8. Regular 8. If he had 38, he would have had 3 drive-throughs. He still left all of us. He's too fast.
Did anyone notice anything different with the DRS update?
Oh, you mean that the Ferrari's rear-wheel drive under 120 miles an hour? Yeah, I noticed that.
We were struggling for grip out there. Really struggling, even with hot tires, man. It wasn't going.
And this track specifically, I feel like really highlights that weakness. It's terrible.
This track is monstrous. I don't feel like I can press the gas anywhere on an outlap.
Yeah, exactly. It's a nice setup you got there.
I think I do too. I think I know from the wheel whose it is.
I think my setup definitely has a clue.
I was gonna say yours probably has a. I think yours probably would have a clue. Yeah, EJ's because of the stream deck. Yeah.
You guys are good.
That's why I thought it was yours, because I'm like, I know he's got Moza, and I think Ben's got Moza as well, but there's a stream deck there, so I think it's the guy who has the Twitch channel that he streams on frequently. He's also the H pattern shifter as well.
I stream.
I do.
I'm streaming right now.
I'm streaming right now.
I stream.
I'm gonna be streaming on Thursday.
I apparently got rated by 13 viewers.
He's got the biggest channel, I think, for sure. I feel like I remember that because I feel like we had that conversation at one point. I'm done racing. My cat's doing zoomies around the house now, so.
It's time to race.
Yep. My race has ended. Hers has just started.
I do want to say thank you to everyone who answered these questions because they are not necessarily easy. But thanks. Makes putting this trivia together a little easier.
I completely
was
get.
driving for Mile High Motorsport
Yeah.
tonight.
I completely guessed on that, but it was the one that made the most sense for the guy who races
I
in real
am.
life. Oh, I wonder whose this could be.
Wait, why am I?
The large
Yeah,
Ferrari
Porto
art in the
Ferrari.
background.
This is Tifosi.
I was gonna say there is a hint in this one as well that I picked up on right away. So no, I don't think it does. It makes you more ominous.
Keeps your
Maybe
night
it
vision.
reminds him to break.
What's that?
Skateboard in the
Do you not want to
background.
wait for these? Full throttle 75. Mile High Motor Club 100. Molbar 50.
Maybe.
What's the chances of
I-
2 Maddens?
I was gonna say it's either Madden or becoming Max Verstappen's strongest warrior at DRS. No, but I knew that last setup was Dillon's because of the skateboard on the wall. Because that was the prize. I knew it wasn't Ben's, and I knew it wasn't mine. So it had to be the only other person who won it, which was Dillon.
Oh yeah, that's not in my picture.
Wait, is it all red?
It was the thing was.
I mean, I have a Ferrari flag in the background with a skateboard, so.
Mario Kart. That somehow makes sense.
Nobody guessed it.
Most people got that one wrong.
What got you into sim
got it,
racing?
we gotta
Sim
get your
racing.
picture.
My question for Ruben is that was it this team that you got invited to play?
Yeah. Yes, it was.
That's a.
Awesome.
I was gonna say that's a good question. I was gonna say that's a good question. No, I got invited to drive some other sim team by cool people at work, and I found out they were all jerks, and then I left. I like the sim racing part.
Well, you're not too far, man. Yeah.
No, they're not.
Nah, just kidding. They're great.
Yeah.
Some of your pictures were so dark.
I got no clues on this one, so.
Mine feels too bright now.
Like, I know, same. And like, there's like a little tiny corner in in the office that's a little dark, and I hate it. It's like I want more light in here.
Do not feel like these points are correct. Somebody please verify.
This was correct.
I have a dark Gloria next to me that lets in a lot of natural light, so it's not always that dim.
The player points are not right.
if I get this one wrong.
What?
Individual points are not right.
What?
I have a guess just from previous quiz knowledge.
I mean, there's the answer for this question, and there's like the let's go all the way back in time and actually get the super tiny kernel answer. But no.
Oh, then I got it wrong.
Which the super tiny kernel answer is not on this thing, so yeah, you're fine.
We're back. Saying
The
this?
super tiny kernel answer is playing Papyrus Indy 500 in like the 1990s. No.
I thought for sure Gran Turismo based on how much you knew about that series.
Yeah, damn.
Hey, relax, relax.
And I know whose that is, so.
That's so nice. It even has a dog on the seat. That's so I've never even seen that.
I know. The dog. I think the dog adds some extra speed.
Got some nice speakers up there too.
It's like surround sound.
Yeah. What are there? Are there 4 separate displays showing the gears? You guys see that? Yeah, right.
You really have to know what gear you're in.
Yeah. Are you sure you're in first? Did you correctly verify it?
At least they all say the same one at the same time.
Let's go. I should know that one because he posted it in the team channel earlier. And I was like, damn, that's a nice rig.
That's
This is so a trick
tricky.
question, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Marissa's.
It's definitely not. I have no space in my house for that.
I'm gonna say, I know.
She's been training.
I know. I can answer where it is.
This is supposed to be a freebie question that everyone's supposed to get right.
I got it wrong.
Somebody got it wrong. Somebody got it wrong. Somebody picked John. Well, yeah, somebody clicked Andrew. And somebody clicked John.
I thought it was too
Is
easy. I
this
thought it was
serious, John?
a deep trick question. Because that's the Lafayette one. I don't know who's
Yeah,
that. What's the name of that guy?
Andrew's getting calls from the Watson Mills people. Like, there's some weird guy who keeps living in here and he won't leave.
I let Andrew be a right answer.
Shub.
Let's go. That last one got me.
Ooh.
I have no. I thought I was doing bad.
Don't you win like all of these
It's
though? What
always
do you mean you
Brian.
thought you were doing
Yep.
bad?
I couldn't see it. They didn't show the score, so
Whoa,
I
we
had no
tied.
clue.
You win like every
Oh, we
time.
tied for third. Why am I
Why are
fourth?
you
This is
so
crap.
knowledgeable?
I don't know.
Too
I
slow.
I remember things, I guess.
All
I have
right,
a good
Mulbar
memory,
got
buddy.
an extra 100. Full
Nice.
Throttle, an extra 75.
Good job,
OK Motorsports, an extra 50. Did you get that, Andrew?
Nope. Give me 1 second.
Oh, wow.
Free Christian, he didn't do it. We have a. What's the date on the next race, real quick?
October
it's
14th.
14th. Gotcha. Thank you.
It's Road Atlanta.
14.
The fun one. Should just switch it up and make it Road Atlanta Club.
We're gonna do something special with this one here. Let's all go to Centennial and race karts.
All right, so for the other trivia, the NASCAR trivia that went for the whole stream, John came in first. Crystal came in second. Crystal, unfortunately, since you didn't beat John, you don't get the cash, but you can get the free sim session. Let's see, what else we got? DRS events are sorry, specials this month of October. There's a weekday mobile sim racing special for $50 off per hour. A spooky season guest session special, $20 off all October guest sessions. Our final race is on October 14th for our $2,000 cash prize. And the Hot Lap Showdown for October is the German Hot Lap Showdown. Upcoming events, we have F1 and Glenfiddich Scotch and Whiskey tomorrow from 5 to 7 downtown by Coors Field. What, Andrew?
I was just say what car and track it is.
Oh, I don't know. It's not in the thing.
Does anybody know what car and track we're running this month for Hot Lap Showdown?
Yeah, I paid attention.
Oh, I can't say that. Nordschleife.
It's the Nordschleife with the Porsche 918 GT4 Cayman.
718 Cayman GT4.
718 Cayman Club Sport Turbo Ultra Mega Super Verboten.
What were the final scores?
Oktoberfest edition.
Yes.
Let's see. Final bonus points. Molbar 100 points. Full Throttle 75 points. OK Motorsports 50 points.
Perfect. These points are updated.
Can you guys hear Andrew?
Yes.
Yes, they can hear you.
Vaguely in the distance.
Yeah, I'm picking up on your mics.
Oh, the points are updated on stream. The team points. I don't think that the individual points are updated.
They will be just a second.
There they are.
So then is that not the team standing or the team championship locked in then? Full throttle P1?
Locked in.
Congratulations.
Well done, full throttle.
Yeah.
Congrats. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's super locked in.
And there's only one race left.
Yeah, only one race left. 10 months of this. Thank you all for hanging in there. Appreciate everyone, especially our commentary group. So,
Sure, you guys thank them.
Yeah, thank you guys.
All right, EJ.
Absolutely,
I'm practice for
thank
the next
you.
race.
Good job.
Yeah, it'll be interesting here.
Yep, that'll be decided at the next race for sure.
see you guys in a couple weeks.
See you guys.
Hey, thank you guys.
later.
See you guys.
Wow.
Appreciate it.
Bye.
Later. Have a good night.
Ba-do, ba-do, ba-do.